You are listening to a Dynamicworksproductions podcast. This show is available on iTunes, Stitcher Radio Network, and many, many more podcast services around the world. You can find all our content, music, videos, books, podcasts, and more on our website, www.dynamicworksproductions.com. Have questions, comments, or concerns for us? Head on over to the social tab on www.dynamicworksproductions.com if you'd like to talk to us. Now, on with the show. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another clusterfuck episode of the Fork in Your Ear podcast. I'm your host, as always, author, podcaster, and gamer, Tim K.A. Trotter, recording on an analog microphone because every fucking thing has failed me today. Joining me, as is his custom, also recording on an analog mic because he's always done that. It's the one, the only, Nate Fu.
Hi.
Did you want to give a brief synopsis of the amount of chicanery you just saw on video for the last hour?
Well, I don't know. It depends on how much you leave in the outtakes. There is probably a good 30 minutes of whatever the hell production nonsense that goes on behind the scenes that, while it might not be entertaining per se, is really a keen eye into the world of podcasting and all of the things that could befall you. As I look at Tim and this random USB-C cable.
Oh, that's a B.
Or it's a B, yeah.
The micro B.
Yeah, where his old microphone used to be connected to.
And then there's a regular B just above that, just out of camera.
Yeah, it is the, there was some jank.
At one point, there was an XLR cable wrapped around my neck.
3 times, no less.
Now it's wrapped around my feet.
Okay. That's a good place for it to be.
And there's a Samsung SSD box wedged between the microphone boom arm.
Yep.
And the Gathering Dust gaming PC.
When I go to the full video feed, I see the XLR cable hanging off the back here. It's fun. But Tim has never sounded better, in my opinion.
So he says.
See
how it sounds in post, folks. I apologize in advance if it is dog shit or not.
It is definitely not dog shit.
Our level.
Okay.
And I guess we have to thank good old friend of the show, Daniel, for the microphone, and actually the Scarlet that's running the mmicrophone.
Yes.
As they were prior Christmas gifts to me.
Christmas gifts?
Christmas gifts to me several years ago. The most remarkable part about this whole ordeal that we've started a whole hour and 10 minutes late is I'm not libating anything hard at the moment. I'm just drinking fucking...
Oh, why not?
I guess I just like to torture myself, and I don't like to have fun on vacation at all. Yeah, I guess I just I want to feel all of the pain and hate that I have towards my once unapproachable reputation and love for blue microphones and how they have just completely, utterly all failed me. Even the old trusty, the driverless mic, wouldn't. I couldn't get a single goddamn mic to show up in Mac OS.
Yeah.
And
And I
I
think
was like,
there,
what
well,
the
I
hell?
think therein lies the problem. It's not the mics, because I've used plenty of Blue products.
Well, and it's not something that I would have normally checked because the inside baseball behind the scenes, the Logic G Hub doesn't work with Apple Silicon Macs,
Right.
but the mics still at least fucking show up
Mm-hmm.
and always have. And there was an update last Tuesday for Mac OS, so I don't know. Maybe that borked it.
It seems to have, when
It
it
would
specifically
seem.
said in the update patches now supports the latest Mac operating system. It's comical.
I hate it
Yeah.
so much
Yeah.
that I can't properly convey to words.
And again, there's a reason
Um,
I invested
yeah.
in and have a full analog setup where
Mhm.
I technically don't even need a PC. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know.
Mhm.
Did
Well, you would have to at least have a phone for Skype.
Sure.
Yeah, so it goes.
A phone is not a PC unless you count Dex as a, legitimate
Get
operating
out of
system.
here, Android fanboy. You're fucking dog shit. All right, I'm trying very hard not to move because this mic is very specific, as we
Yes.
found out.
Yes. It
So,
is a cardioid with a very specific directional pattern. Yeah, like I
all
didn't even
right.
hear the spin.
Oh, that's your favorite part.
I know.
Okay. Well, we landed on actually video games right away.
Oh,
So,
sweet.
um, it's been it's been about a month since we've actually recorded a show,
Right.
due to various reasons between myself being sick to you being not up for it to holiday reasons to
Right.
whatever everything that comes up that usually comes up during December came
Yeah,
up.
it's been a Murphy's Law sort of month.
Hmm.
Anything that could go wrong did go wrong.
For sure. So let's before we get into all of the substantial amount of news, topics, and things to talk about in regards to video games, what have you been playing, Nate?
I have been playing Exominer. You don't
Mm-hmm.
want to know what level I'm at this point.
I'm sure it's gross. I've been stuck on a level for a long time, for like this whole week, and I just realized it was because I wasn't making lenses. And I was like, oh fuck, I need the lens before I can make the laser optic. Son of a fuck bitch.
Yeah, no, I've gotten to a point where it's just like it has become tedious and I don't know, almost boring that I know what paths I need to, like, you get your daily or hourly whatever treasure trove.
I do it once a day,
Yeah.
maybe twice.
So you constantly have the notification that says, "Captain, we need more power for the mines."
There's notifications.
Oh, there is on Android
Oh,
that
interesting.
if I expire my 8 hours or whatever, I post up, it says
See,
you
now
need to
what
log back in.
I'm curious about is, are you still playing the tower?
I am still playing the tower.
Okay, where are you at in the tower?
I'm probably a little bit farther behind you at this
Okay.
point because I've kind of stepped away from it,
Mm.
and then I had a weird cloud save issue that lost
Oh
like
no.
3 weeks worth of my progress.
Oh,
Yeah.
yikes.
Yeah, I had competed in a tournament. I had this nice little Space Invaders tower skin that I was using
Oh.
that was supposed to give me like bonuses,
Hmm.
and then I logged back in and it was gone, and all my gems were
Oh.
gone, and all my cash was gone and all my coins were gone. And I went, well, shit.
That sucks.
Yeah. But I think I surpassed 2,900 on tier 1.
Hmm.
I
What's your highest tier?
like 2,903.
For difficulty tier?
Oh, tier, I think I just unlocked 10.
Okay. I'm on 11. 11 is fucking
Sure, yeah.
nightmare.
Yeah. Like 10
Um,
was ridiculous. I think I got to wave 80 on 10 and I'm like, I need to get to 100 to unlock 11. Well,
yeah,
shit.
so I have all of the defense upgrades available to me now.
Mhm.
The last one being the wall.
Yes. I just unlocked the wall
Is less
recently.
great than I would
N-
like it to be.
Sure. Yeah, I have two Roombas roaming around my tower now.
I just got my fourth and final Roomba
Okay.
like 2 hours ago.
Nice.
I have 3 ultimate weapons. I've got
I have two. I have the Death Wave and then I have the Money Grab.
I have neither of those. I have smart missiles, I have chrono field, and I have black hole.
Okay.
Black hole is very, very good.
Yes, I get that occasionally on a wave perk.
I don't have the fucking perks yet.
Okay. Yeah, I have the
Where are
perks.
they?
I don't recall how I got them, but I got them. And yeah, they're kind of nice because every now and then I get the swamp or I get the black hole.
Yeah, I don't have swamp yet either.
Yeah. But I get them while I'm running my like, oh, you unlocked the swamp. I'm like, cool.
Yeah, the workshop upgrades I still have yet to obtain. I need to get rend armor and enemy level skips are the next ones for me.
Yeah. Okay.
I have everything in defense now.
Yeah, I haven't unlocked a bunch of those. I did the game speed upgrades because the game speed
Oh
upgrade
yeah,
is great for when you just like I can't pay
yep,
attention to this.
100%,
Go and let it
100%.
run till I die. Um and then I've invested in the workshop upgrade discounts.
Yep, I've done a lot of stuff. The completed ones I've done. I got more round stats, card presets. I have light speed shots
Oh,
unlocked.
light speed, that was a game changer.
Oh, big one. Missile explosion radius, big one.
Sure.
Missile barrage. So I have like a little button now, but I can only use it once per game. Where it's the same as smart missiles, but it just launches more smart missiles. And I was like, okay, well that one's not bad.
Okay. But it's once per game.
Yes. So
Yeah.
run, game, whatever you want to call it.
Right.
So I've used it to like, for example, I'm struggling on tier 11 right now, and it's really hard to get past wave like 20
Yeah.
in that one because boss comes. He's like, oh, he's coming. Oh Lord, he coming. You
Mhm.
dead.
Yeah. He went
And
and
so
he touched you in the bad place and you die.
yeah, it just fucking steamrolls through fucking everything. So yeah, got that. Do you have the new modules update yet?
Modules update?
So that just happened this week, and I know Android people were mad because iOS people got it first, which is a change because I guess Android people were getting stuff first before iOS.
Fair.
So we have a whole ass fucking system.
Oh.
Like, so you have 4 modules to attach to your tower. And they have their own currency, and bosses drop shards to upgrade them. So there's another currency.
Because of course they do, right?
Yeah, right. But it's really cool. So like I got lucky. They give you 5 to start off,
Mhm.
just like off the rip. I got really lucky and I got an epic one, and so it gives me plus 19.5% tower health
Oh, nice.
and plus 2 defense and plus 0.1 landmine radius. And when I level it up, and there's like 6 more perks that I can unlock for it. as well as you can re-roll it and upgrade it. So it upgrades with shards and credits.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, yeah,
I'll
yeah.
have to
And
look
then you
for
can
that.
like, and then there's like a merging thing to them as well, so you can like merge two to then get like a better tier of the thing.
Okay.
Um, it's like a whole other level
It's a, yeah,
of
different meta game within the game.
yes,
That's
100%.
cool because yeah, like
Yeah, it's super cool.
I haven't I don't think I've opened the game in a week.
Okay.
So maybe I have the update, maybe I don't. I'll let you
Hmm.
know
Yeah,
if
you
that
should give it a go.
happened. So
Yeah, should give it a go.
as and as you've noticed, I've limited my my coffee golf posts to only when I get 1%.
Honestly, I felt so bad because when I had a fever for like a fucking week, like it was one of those fucking fevers where I didn't do anything. I didn't. I like maybe shuffled out of bed and then laid on the couch and watched TV and then fell asleep
Hmm.
and then maybe shuffled back to the. It was fucking sucked.
You know,
Fucking awful.
as you are wont to do. I
And
don't
it sucked. It was like, oh, coffee golf. Maybe I'll do.
right.
What day is it? What time?
I actually missed a day of coffee golf, which
Oh
is
man.
rare for me, right? Like I
Yeah.
was like, "Oh, I
If you got
didn't
the thing, you
do."
can go back and get it.
Yes.
Yeah.
But it was just like, did I lose a day?
Yeah.
Like all my games have
Yeah.
kind of a, you know, if you don't log in a day, they go, "Oh, your streak is over." And I'm like, I logged into them. I'm like, what day did I? Oh, I lost a Sunday. What the fuck?
Yeah. For sure. I had mentioned on the show before that I was very excited for December 5th, 6th,
Mm-hmm.
something like that. Because that was the exclusive Apple Arcade Sonic Dream Team.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I did attempt to play it on all available Apple devices,
Okay.
and it did in fact run on all of my Apple devices to varying degrees of success.
Okay.
Um, and then I think I actually mentioned in my thing I had a bone to pick with the game. Scrolled up past the VGAs.
Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff here.
Yeah. I scrolled up too. I
There we
don't
go.
see it.
Yeah, so everybody knows I'm an Apple boy and I'm a Sonic boy. And so when Sonic Dream Team came out, I sure as shit was playing it.
Right.
I decided, somewhat strangely, to start on my Apple TV using a Nintendo Switch controller, Pro controller, only to find out 3 hours into the game that they had a little bit of a bug for approximately a week and a half, in which something that is unanimous on all cross-platform games, specifically on iOS, which is the cloud saves syncing between devices, didn't fucking work. I booted it up on my Mac, which, by the way, looked the best out of all of them.
Well, and it
Um,
should.
yeah, I mean, technically, hardware-wise, it's beefier than my Apple TV. Well, I don't know if it's necessarily beefier than my iPhone 13 Pro, but it's probably, at the very least, it's got more RAM. You know. But anyways, so at this point, that is fixed now. So go get it,
Good.
kids. That saved function totally works. Um, I have beat the game, and I have all of the thoughts to say about the game. Number one, I do feel bad for other Sonic fans that like are pissed that they can't play this because they don't have an Apple device or
Right.
any possible way to actually obtain the game and play it, because the game is good. Like it's really odd because
I mean, it's good that it's good, even though
yeah,
it's
no.
exclusive, right?
Yeah. Well, and like the exclusivity definitely becomes way more apparent. Like when you boot it up, it's like Sega and then produced by
Right.
Apple. And
Right.
I'm like, "Oh, this shit ain't ever coming over to you guys."
Right.
Like
At least
they
not with some sort of Faustian bargain.
exactly. Or it'll be like the age old Sonic Dream Team plus 2
Right.
edition
Right.
or whatever. Um so it's super odd. So first of all, game's great. It's really weird comparing it to other Sonic games because it really reminds me in a lot of ways of there was a series of Sonic games all the way back on the PlayStation Portable called Sonic Rivals,
Okay.
um, which were 3D, 2D Sonic games that were entirely based around like you had like a Sonic level, but you were racing against another person to get to the end of that level. And you don't do that in Sonic Dream Team, but that's what Sonic Rivals was. But
Sure.
the point was Sonic Rivals was made by not Sega, like it was some other team that had made it, so it was like their own take on the thing. And this is made by Sega Hardlight, which I believe is Australian and specifically works on all of Sega's like mobile games. And so this is kind of their hey, you got a budget for this game.
Right.
Go wild with all your aspirations of like not making like a smaller mobile game. Um,
And they
so
did. Yeah.
yeah. No, they did. And so there've been a lot of hype leading up to it in the fact that it's a lot of people pre-release were saying it's Sonic the Hedgehog meets Super Mario Odyssey. And that's actually a really accurate way to
Okay.
describe it. So when you when you play the game, it's proper Sonic fans will know this. It's proper Sonic 3D boost formula of gameplay, so not Frontiers, to be clear. Even though the levels are open, if that makes any sense. Like it's not quite the same. Like Frontiers is like open world and is like a very different take on the formula. Whereas this is basically what Sonic's been doing in 3D for the last several years, but more open, if that makes any sense. And then so you have a stage, and in this stage you have like eight you're going after these like dream orbs or some shit,
Sure.
which you could just as easily replace with like Super Mario stars
Right.
or whatever. And so you basically have like eight things to do in each world, and they're always like the same thing. So one will be like get through the course the first time. But like getting through the course, like you'll have like running segments, and then you'll come to like these open segments that you can't proceed until you find like three keys to unlock a door
Right.
and get through and then get to the end. And then the next thing will be like, go through
It's
this.
it's almost a forced replayability.
It is a forced replayability, but the stages are like really well made,
Right.
which is something that should be highlighted for this particular game, especially as a Sonic game.
Yeah.
And they thankfully don't do, at this point, Sonic is an old franchise, and for old Sonic people like me, there's definitely kind of a trap in Sonic games where it's like, oh, cool, the first level's fucking a Green Hill Zone type level that looks like Green Hill Zone and feels like Green Hill Zone, and I'm really fucking tired of this being the fucking starting goddamn level in every fucking Sonic game, which is why Frontiers was such a breath of fresh air. And it's like they definitely didn't do that in this game. So there's like the first level, like it does kind of aesthetically look like Green Hill Zone, but until you start looking and you realize everything is like made of like clouds and like balloons and shit. And it's
Okay.
like, oh, that's kind of an interesting different take. And then there's like another one that's like like a weird, I don't know, acid trip in a forest. I don't know how else to describe it. And then there's another one that's like cotton candy and lava or something. I don't really know. And then there's like another one that's like a future city thing. Um, then there's like a final area. Like that's the other thing that's kind of odd about this game is that it's simultaneously like a lot of content but not a lot of content. And so what I mean by that is there's only 5 worlds or levels or zones or whatever
Right.
you want to call it. Since it's not quite entirely traditional Sonic. But the worlds are really well built and really well designed. And then the other thing that's different about them is so you have so you can play as Sonic and Knuckles and Tails and Amy and Cream, and you can swap between them at any time. And so
Okay.
in the zone that's kind of open, so it'll be like, okay, cool, like Sonic can only, Sonic's the only one that can like, run up the wall and do a move called Lightspeed Dash, which is an old one from the Dreamcast era.
Right.
And then okay, cool, I need to cross this thing, so I need to switch to Knuckles because he can climb on the walls. Okay, and then I need to switch to Tails, so then I can go vertical, which brings back a lot of memories from there was a game called Sonic Heroes,
Sure.
um, back on the PS2, GameCube, and the original Xbox, which was the first Sonic game that went multi-platform back in the day when Sega was like, Dreamcast is dead. We're just going to be a publisher
Right.
and a developer now.
Well, I kind of liken that to if you've ever played any of the Lego games,
Mhm.
right? Like in my case, the Star Wars franchise, like you can play the first level and you get through it, but you can't access certain areas until you have Sith power or droid
Mm.
power or whatnot. And so as you progress, you go back and you play that level, and now you can unlock and hot swap those characters.
Yeah, it is actually somewhat similar to that.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. So there's that going for it. Um, like I said, Sega has treated this like a proper, like it's weird because like even though it's like smaller, I guess, as a like a game, like if you were to pay like $60 for this, it feels
Right.
smaller. But at the same time, it's like, well, obviously they spent money on it because it's like, well, it's voice casted, there's cutscenes, there's like a story, that's, like kind of just a classic bare bones Sonic story. Oh, Eggman's fucking invading your dreams.
Right.
Ooh, fucking, there's a dream princess or some shit. I don't know. We gotta save her. Okay, whatever.
I'm sorry, Sonic, but
Yeah.
that your princess is in another castle.
No, it's in another dream.
Right.
Okay. Um, but yeah, no, it's interesting in that. Yeah, it's really interesting because like, so if Sonic Frontiers didn't exist, this would be a really interesting game to compare to like say a proper Sonic team made Sonic game. Um, because like they simultaneously like nail a lot of things that they previously like the main developer of Sonic would like fail at. Um, like something in a main Sonic game that was a big crushing thing since the Dreamcast era, which they finally fixed in Frontiers, was like going really really fast and like just fucking like losing control and like flying out of the fucking 3D stage or killing
Right.
yourself or whatever. It was a big problem. And so like which they fixed in Frontiers, which came out last year and was the big Sonic game. And so, but this is like kind of like a regression to the old formula, but like I said, also different. And they like totally fixed like, hey, falling off and it's like a problem. And so like that part of the game, like moving through the level is very smooth. And they basically kind of solved that by like at any point where there's like level separation, like where there's like two platforms or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
and say in typical 3D Sonic fashion, it's like okay, a platform to your right, a platform to the left, and between them is like a grind rail. And it's like in an old Sonic game, be like, well, good fucking luck if you're gonna hit that rail or not, or fall to your death. You gotta, you got a 2080 shot on making that. You know, good luck, get good, scrub. So they basically solved that by like, there's these giant green rings right before you get on the rail, and it basically just kind of pushes you into that specific thing. So basically, you could be like flying really fast and be like, "Oh shit, I'm gonna fly off the thing," but if you just get inside the ring, it pushes you right onto the
Okay.
what you were supposed to get on anyway.
Right.
So kind of like
A little forgiveness.
guiding you
Yeah.
back onto the stage, so to speak, or forcing you in another way. But it's actually a really good solve,
Yeah.
honestly. Even though they did fix it, like I said, in Frontiers, where oh surprise, they just gave you way more control and then finally fixed the problem. Big.
Yeah, but
Anyway,
it's nice for
talking
a
about
game
last
to
year's
be a
game.
little forgiving for something that's like you're going so fast that it's not humanly possible. So,
Sure, and I wouldn't say this is definitely like the fastest Sonic game I've ever played. If anything, I would say it's on the slower side. Um, and it doesn't seem like that's like a technical issue, like a oh we're playing on basically mobile hardware type thing. But it really just seems like a conscious game design choice. Um, yeah, but then at the same time, they kind of fuck up some things that like a main Sonic game would like
hmm,
get correctly. Um, yeah, so super odd in this one. Like getting to speed is annoying, um, to say the least. So you have a boost button, which is like go really really fast.
right,
But then it like drains and then it's out. But then it recharges, but you don't have to like there's like an item to get to like recharge it faster, but at the same time you don't have to do that. Like you can just hold down the button. And so it's like it'd be like if you were playing a racing game and like going fast and then you hit the nitrous and then you're out of nitrous and then like in a few seconds you have like a tiny bit of nitrous again and then you're out of nitrous.
right,
And so there's this like kind of herky jerky
right,
thing to it, which is just it's just an odd
right.
choice and be like,
or you
well, if
could,
you're gonna,
yeah, you
it's
could
like
dead
if you're,
stop and then go full speed again.
well, it's like if you're gonna let me boost and I could just hold the button down all day long and I'll still get a little bit of boost, like why not just let you boost? Like that, it's like why even have a refill on it if you're just gonna slow down for a few seconds and then speed up again? It doesn't make any fucking sense.
Right.
Um, And then the other thing that was annoying to me, and so like I said, I played on Apple TV predominantly using a Nintendo Switch controller. It was really odd for a Sonic game that historically your jump button, and then when you're in the air again, is your homing attack. To have it on two different fucking buttons, and then a third button to like go faster when you're on a grind rail. So to put that in perspective, compared to other Sonic games, you would like hit A to jump. Oh, there's an enemy in a gap. Let me hit A again and I'll home in, which will attack that enemy. Oh, and
Mhm.
then there's a rail, and then I'll hit A again, and then I'm on the rail. And then this would be like, okay, hit A to jump. Okay, hit X to home on and fight that guy. Hit Y to jump on the rail.
Right.
It's like,
It's like going
it's
from like, oh, it
really,
was a Genesis game with 3 buttons, but now that we have 12 buttons, we're going to use them.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, super is an odd design choice,
Yeah.
and I don't like it because it's like just kind of needless, you know? It's like why is this here? And then another thing that's an interesting comparison is like the camera is like really strangely old school. And so what I mean by that was when Sonic went 3D on the Sega Dreamcast, you didn't have there wasn't a second analog stick on the
Mhm.
Sega Dreamcast. you had triggers, and so you just rotated the camera left or right.
Right.
And so rather than having like a smooth camera control, which other 3D Sonic games have now, like you have like this huge, like I'd say like 30% on the left and right on your right control stick is just turn the camera left or right. And then once you get to like the top and bottom of the control stick to like move the camera up, it's like, okay, cool, you want to move the camera up at 500,000 miles an hour? Okay, cool, you're now in the
Okay.
sky. And it's like,
Right.
what? Why is the like the dead zone is like a weird shaped zone
Right.
for
The
the camera?
scaling, the s-
And
the
it's
the
just like,
scaling of it.
what?
Yeah.
Is super super odd. um and I don't know whether that's necessarily a design issue, or since you're playing on an Apple device and they can accept any old fucking Bluetooth controller from PlayStation, Xbox to Nintendo to third party stuff. I don't know if that was like, this was the happy middle ground that worked best with the most controllers, or if it's just like a legitimate, eh,
Which again, as an
I don't
outsider
know.
looking in, like I would be super frustrated with a complex control scheme, and then hey, I'm gonna play on my Apple device with touchscreen controls.
Well, and see, that's just it. So I did. Um, I played it over the course of several weeks, and when they finally fixed the cloud syncing, there'd be times where I'm playing on my Apple TV, and it's like, oh, I have to take a shit. Got a little bit of a switch situation thing, so okay, log out of Apple TV, got it on my phone, go to the can, and I'd be like, man, the some of the controls are a bit better in on touch. I'm not gonna lie,
Okay.
because like on touch, like all like the jumping thing, of course it's one button.
Right.
Because A, you don't have screen real estate, and B, that is the way it's supposed to be.
Right.
And then
And then
like
your camera
moving the
view is
moving the
swiping.
camera with your thumb,
Right.
super smooth and natural. I was just like, okay. But I only bring that up because, especially like I said, there's a level that's basically like an acid trip in a forest that specifically is like some weird Doctor Strange shit where you're like changing gravity, so you're like on the ceiling, floor, sideways. You're like changing different. Um,
Oh, you're in an Escher painting. Yeah.
yeah, like you're doing a bunch of weird shit, and so you need to move the camera up and down to be like, wait a minute, am I heading the right way? Was that up a second
Right.
ago? Like you're trying to figure it out, and so that's why I bring up the camera as being super odd. Um, but yeah, no. So like level design, super good. Story is there. And then one thing that like is usually like always like a high point for Sonic games, which is the music. Um, they like drop the fucking ball here.
Okay.
Because it's really weird. So they start off with
And
a
that's a
banger.
that's a sharp remark for you.
It's a very sharp remark because I have them all on my playlists. And so they have a banger of an intro music, which is done by T. Lopez, who started working on the Sonic games during Sonic Mania and is regarded as one of the better Sonic composers. So he did a banger of a main intro, and then they got like Hans Gruber doing the rest of the music in the game, and it's just like it's so weird to play a Sonic game and be like, I don't remember the music on any of these wonderfully designed, super cool Sonic stages.
Right. When the music
Like
becomes uninspiring.
I couldn't tell you which track belonged to which world
Right.
because they all sound the fucking same.
Right.
And it's like some generic like
Whereas
house
if you played
techno.
me the opening 5 seconds of Green Hill Zone, I know what it is.
Sure, exactly.
Right.
Like so yeah, so it's super odd, and I feel bad for the weird guy who did the rest of the music in the game because it's like
It's good music, but It's not Sonic.
I mean, it's just not memorable.
Right.
Like it's just like I can't remember the music in the game. I can remember the fucking main theme of the game because it's a banger, which is kind of what you come to expect in Sonic. Like, being a Sonic fan, I remember saying back in Frontiers, it's like even if the game sucked ass, the music's probably gonna fucking rock my world
Right.
because it always has been consistently the one aspect of the series that, regardless of whether the game is good or not, the music score always slaps. And so it's weird to have a Sonic game that's like, well, the game kind of slaps, and I don't fucking know what music
Right.
was playing. Like, I don't remember at all, which is so weird because I can remember the stages because it's like the stage design is really cool and creative, and it's like, so anyway. So yeah, so I played that, beat that. Um, Also super weird because when you beat it, they're just like, look forward to more DLC in 2024. And I'm like,
Really?
I don't understand that, for starters, because it's an Apple Arcade game that doesn't do DLC, so I assume it'll be free, maybe? I don't fucking know, man. Very confusing. And then you mentioned Lego. So I hate to say these words, kids,
Uh-huh.
but I have been playing Lego Fortnite
Okay.
like a lot
Okay.
because it's fucking amazing.
Uh-huh.
And further, not only is it amazing, um, several of my friends think it amazing. My wife thinks it's amazing and is willing to play it with me,
Mm-hmm.
which is saying a lot because she hates playing video games with me.
My kids are bugging me to play it with them.
Yeah,
To
it's on
which
Switch. It's on everything.
I've downloaded it on my OG Xbox, my PC.
It runs on everything.
Yeah. And it's free.
Yeah, that's
It's
the other thing.
fucking free. Yeah.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Like, we haven't done the Forkies, and I don't know that we're going to do the Forkies this episode just because of timing.
No, we're not going to do the Forky.
But
Probably before the year's out, I would think, though.
yeah, but if I were going to make a call right now, I would say my game of the year at this point is going to be Fortnite because it's become a
No. You have to
platform.
say Lego Fortnite.
No, Fortnite because it's become
No.
a
Be
platform.
specific.
No, because they've not only managed to work
No, I know.
a battle royale, then they went with the no build, and then they built in a Rocket League game, then they built in a
Rocket
Harmonix
Racing, yeah.
sponsored Rock Band game.
It's not sponsored. They own Harmonix now.
Yeah. And then Lego fucking Minecraft shenanigans. Like, they just took Roblox and went, fuck you, we can do it better.
I mean,
For free.
I've never played Roblox, but
Oh, I
do
have.
understand that is a thing.
Yeah, I have. And it's a great creative tool. And Roblox just basically gave them 2 middle fingers and said, shove it. We can do it better. UE5, kiss my ass.
Yeah. So anyway, I've been playing a lot of Lego Fortnite. Having played a lot of survival crafting games,
Right.
the first thing I would tell anybody on the fence about Lego Fortnite, A, it's free. You have nothing to lose.
Mm-hmm.
B, it has Fortnite in name only, and you do have
Right.
to download the main Fortnite app. But beyond that, it really doesn't have fuck all to do with Fortnite.
Anything. Yeah.
Other than the fact that there's like some Fortnite stuff in it, like the fucking pinata llamas and the banana thing.
Right. And
Such and so.
80% of the skins or whatnot that you bought in regular Fortnite actually get Legofied. Which, ironically enough, none of the Marvel stuff.
Yeah, at least not yet.
Which is funny.
My understanding is there's 1,200 Legoized skins right now,
Yeah.
and there's 4,200 more coming next year.
Yeah.
Specifically, that number. But yeah, no. How I would describe Lego Fortnite is if you mixed in Lego building from like specifically from like a book aspect, because the building in the game is very different from like Fortnite building, for
Yeah.
example. Like you
Yeah.
follow a blueprint like you would in a book. And there is freeform building too, but it's different. Then there's uh, it's open world procedural generation, not unlike Minecraft
Mm-hmm.
or No Man's Sky or such and so.
Right.
There's hunger meter. There's health. There's getting too hot, getting too cold.
Right. Everything you know from like
There's
Ark or
leveling up your gear,
Yeah.
which could be everything from Sons of the Forest to
Right.
Minecraft to Astroneer to No Man's Sky to Green
Starfield.
Hell
Yeah.
to any survival game. It's got all of the survival trappings
Right.
for
But
sure.
not abusively so.
It's kind of bad when you get up in the
Well, yeah,
upper
as it should when you get into the
levels.
upper. It's again,
Sure.
it's very approachable for someone like they're. I hate the survivor mode, like game type in general, because most of the stuff that I've walked into was just like abusively hard at the bottom levels, and then it just becomes stupid easy at the higher tiers.
I mean, you're gonna find the same thing in Lego.
Sure.
Say, but they've also very wisely observed or just straight up copied some of the innovations that other genres or other survival games have been doing. So, for example, they seem to be taking a good page out of the Animal Crossing Disney Dreamlight Valley thing, in
Hmm.
which like you build a town and you foster relationships and you try to like tend villager needs, and then they give you blueprints in turn that then helps you level up your town.
Right.
So there's that whole aspect, which, considering my wife plays Animal Crossing in Dreamlight Valley, she fucking loves that aspect of getting fucking Hamburger Helper his fucking comfier bed so that she can go give him a fucking new recipe for making a fucking Lego bookshelf or some shit like that.
Right.
But then they also took page out of very recent, talked about at the beginning of this year, Sons of the Forest, in which um, your villagers can then become friendly AI companions, which can then either come with you on adventures or you can tell them to do specific tasks like, oh, go chop down wood,
Right.
or go tend to the wheat field, or
Kind of
come with me and
kind of
find a deep.
Starcraftian. Yeah.
Well, no, it's straight up Sons of the Forest, because if we're looking at it from a survival game perspective, I'd never seen that before in a survival game, specifically until Sons of the Forest, where it was like a specific, like, oh
Right.
hey, yeah,
Okay.
you can get the weird 3-armed mutant chick called Virginia who can hold 3 guns because she's got 3 arms, and but it's awesome because she's helpful, and then there was fucking dumbass Bob who fucking got his vocal cord ripped out, but he's real good at getting you wood, man. Gathering fish with his fucking bare hands like a weird savage. So they have that in Lego Fortnite. And then the other thing that's really cool about Lego Fortnite is like, and I shouldn't be surprised, but I kind of am, and I know I shouldn't be, given that uh, it's a game within Fortnite, and it's developed by Epic Games, who make the fucking Unreal Engine 5, and it's
Right.
Unreal Engine 5 thing. And god damn, does it look fucking good. And those
Yeah.
Legos look like you're playing the fucking Lego movie. The light hits all the little stubs, and they all cast shadows, and it's like, fuck you for looking so goddamn good.
Right.
Like Legos.
Yeah, I have not personally played it myself, but I've watched plenty of streams to see if it was something that I need to download, and it took about a week of me watching stuff to go, Yep, that's getting downloaded now.
Mhm. Well, and another thing, so the way me and my wife have been playing together because she wants to sit on the couch with me is so one of us will be on the big screen, usually on the Series X,
Mhm.
and then the other will be on the Switch. And I gotta say, and again, I shouldn't be surprised since they make the fucking engine.
It
Shit
scales.
runs
Yeah.
great on the Switch. And I'm
Yeah, it
like,
scales
man, fuck you,
perfectly.
UE5, running better than
The
any
fact that
Unreal
I could
Engine
download it on my old
year.
VCR Xbox One is
Oh
yeah.
man. I'm impressed with the frame rate, and I mean the loading's kind of long on Switch, but other than that, once you get in the game, I'm just like, man, fuck you for looking this good on Switch.
Yeah, I think I might have to put that on the Switch so I can have my kiddo sitting next to me while I
You
have it on the
100% should.
yeah.
100% should. Another thing to say about it, they also wisely copied a couple things from another popular survival crafting game, Grounded.
Mhm.
Um, in terms of they have shared world and full 8-player co-op right out of the gate.
Right.
Um, so all you have to do is give a friend a quote unquote shared world key, and then your game world exists on a server, and they can come in and out whether you're there or not,
Nice.
which is great. I've got Daniel in my world. I've got my friend Robert in our world, and my friend Robert works the same night shift schedule as my wife. So sometimes they're, when I'm asleep, they're playing and doing stuff in the world and shit,
Nice.
and music's like lovely and tranquil, so it's like a really chill experience. But then something I didn't expect with Lego Fortnite, with all of the things that it's already doing right, um, the combat is surprisingly fucking solidly fucking cool. Um, so you have like all the basic survival stuff. You've got like crossbow, and
Mhm.
you can attack with your pickaxe and your axe, and you've got a sword. But you've got a shield, and you've got a really pretty awesome like dodge mechanic as well. And it's like a really generous like, you dodge to the left and you're like practically doing a fucking cartwheel a mile away out of stuff, so you kind of feel like a badass doing it. And it's like, huh. Or if you're not moving, you can do like a quick step back from stuff. And I'm like, huh. Um, yeah, and like you can time your blocks right, and you can do headshot crits with the fucking crossbow, and it's just like,
But is it PvP or PvE or
oh, so the world has lots of enemies. Um, so for example, since because like again, it is a survival game, so like your town or your first camp that you build at night, skeletons will come out and beat the shit out of you.
okay.
So, you want to get started on like making like a wall to keep them out because
Mhm.
they're dumb and they can't climb. But then as you're exploring, there's werewolves. There's like these weird little like rock squid creature things that like pop out of the ground and like fucking roll at you like Sonic the Hedgehog. Um, there's pirates. There's
But these are all NPC.
Yeah, these are all just AI
Okay.
world shit.
Sure.
Um, yeah, and there's like fucking scorpions and spiders and um,
So is
like
there any like cuz I don't know how much I've seen, but is there any PvP aspect to this?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Not at this time. Um, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I've spent a bunch of time in Lego Fortnite. And I've only started playing last Sunday.
Yeah, I
I've
have a
spent a
I have a
bunch of time.
feeling come Monday I will be playing it myself. Again, it's been downloaded, updated. I'm ready for it.
Well, I got 8 slots in my world. I got 4 filled. You're welcome to
You
come
got
in.
you got
We
room
have a
for me and my kids?
yeah.
Okay. You could
Yeah,
watch
no, we
them
built
swing wildly at the sky.
we built a well, first of all, we had a little group because Robert kind of fucked up the town that me and Jessica were working on. So then we decided, okay, this town that's basically in the center of the fucking map that was my starter town is now the community town. So we're just all gonna build it together, and then if you want to build something another place elsewhere in one of the other biomes, um, go for it. Um, yeah, Lego Fortnite, pretty fucking awesome. I will say I did also test out rocket racing in Fortnite,
Right.
which I'm pretty fucking good at and is a pretty solid kart racer, although it doesn't have a lot of levels right now, which is kind of
Right.
lackluster. And then there's Fortnite Festival, which is straight up rock band, but you're just using the controller, which is lame.
Sure.
Um, and then
Apparently, you
yeah,
can port, like if you're on a PC, you can port to any of the existing harmonics instruments. If you have the adapters and whatnot, it'll map.
I've not heard that, but if it's a PC thing, I'm sure that's
Yeah.
probably the case with key binding. Um, yeah. So yeah, Lego Fortnite. I encourage people to check it out because it's just
Fort,
good.
Fortnite as a platform. Check it out.
Yeah, and it's so different than it was even a year ago.
Right.
The whole thing. And then the last game that I've been playing, um, which will bleed over into the VGA stuff because it was announced at the VGAs, is a game called The Finals.
Yes.
Um, Man, what can I say about this game? It's fucking awesome. It's what it is. Uh, a, it's fucking gorgeous,
Hmm.
gorgeous game with amazing destruction. It is
And by
a
destruction, everything is
yeah,
destructible. Yeah.
pretty much. I would say 95% of everything you see in the game is destructible in a semi-realistic fashion.
Right.
So the finals is a 3v3v3 game at its base, and it's a first person shooter, competitive, that's objective based, not
Right.
uh,
Not a
kills
BR. Yeah.
not kills based, and it's not a battle royale at all.
Yeah.
And so the conceit of the game mode and the whole game really is that you're like game show contestants in
Oh,
some kind
yeah.
of virtual
It's
reality
a
fighting thing, and
Blade
there's like an
Runner. Yeah.
announcer thing, and it's like
Or
bright and
sorry, Running
cheery,
Man.
but also
That's the yeah.
yeah, but also like violent, but also not. But
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know, it's the whole thing. But basically, so on the map, so you've got three sets of three people teams, and at the start of the map, there's a literal cash box that spawns,
Hmm.
and you need to go grab the box, which is at a spawn point. So basically, you go to a point, and then you hit a button, and then you have to wait for a certain amount of time for the thing to come out, and then of course you're like defending it and getting attacked and stuff.
Right.
And a cash box pops out, and then there's like an A B C D, and sometimes E and up to G depending on the map size. Locations around the map where you need to physically take this cash box to, and then plug it into this machine to cash out. So doing a cash out, you earn it, earns you $10,000. First person to get or team to get to $20,000 wins the match.
Hmm.
You go to this cash out box and you throw it in, and it takes like a full minute. There's like a circle pie filling in like gauge.
Sure.
But anytime another team can come up to that cash out box and hold triangle Y, whichever, depending on the platform you're playing. Which is, by the way, full crossplay with PC,
Right.
Xbox Series, and PS5. It is not available on last gen consoles or
Good.
low spec PC because it is a big boy Unreal
Right.
Engine 5 game with all the bells and whistles,
All
running
the
at 60,
trimmings. Yeah.
all running at 60 frames a second too, I might add. And so basically anybody can come up to the cash out box, and if they hold it for like 15 seconds or something like that, you can steal, and then that cash out box becomes yours, and then the pie turns to the color of your team. But of course, you have 3 sets of 3 teams fighting
Right.
over this box.
And now you've got to run to a different location to cash out again.
But here's the thing, that cash out box is not. So again, there's a
It's
whole
part of
aspect
the
to the game.
environment.
It's
Yeah.
part of the environment. So if it's up on the 3rd floor of a building and it's being fought over 3 people, it's like, well, let me just blow up the building.
Right. Or let me just
and bring that
yeah.
box
Let me
down
take
to
out let me take out the first floor, and now it's
Yeah.
on the 2nd floor. Yeah, I've watched some streams of that, and it's just like
Oh my
the
lord.
shenanigans that ensue. Yeah.
Yeah, so there's a lot of yelling that occurs in a very active game, even when I'm playing with my teammates and stuff. Where they're like, "Oh my god, why did you lose the box?" I was like, "The building was dipping sideways.
Right. The
There was
building
smoke.
fell on my face.
There
I
was
didn't
fire."
lose the cash box. The building fell on my face.
Yeah.
Why didn't you defend the basement, assholes?
But I mean,
yeah.
but I mean, the thing is, because it is a big fancy, like I said, so it has a realistic art style. But it has all of like the fancy Unreal Engine 5 stuff. So it's like, oh, you're fighting in trees and you threw a pyro grenade. Guess what? Everything's on fire and the fire's propagating up.
Right.
All the technical shenanigans. You're like, fuck.
Right. You set off a forest fire.
Or it's like, okay, you're in the basement of like a dusty concrete garage and you blew it up with C4. Guess what? You're in fucking concrete smoke because of the rubble.
Right.
And it's like, so visibility becomes like a crazy thing.
Everything has a realism and a consequence.
Yeah. It's really cool. But like I said, it's also like, so for example, and there's only a handful of maps right now. So one's set in Vegas, another's in Seoul, another's in Monaco. So like take Vegas for example. So you're on the strip. You have a bunch of casinos. There's stuff blipping everywhere and all kinds of stuff. It looks like Vegas. But because you're in this weird game show thing, suspended above all the buildings is literal just giant ass boxes with a wire of explosives, poison gas mines, whatever. So you can just start shooting in the sky and just start dropping shit on buildings to just cause utter fucking chaos. Sometimes to your disadvantage, sometimes to your advantage.
Right.
It all depends on your ability to
or the randomness of the spawn of the where the cash box has to go.
Yeah, it can be to say it's a hectic game would be an absolute.
Yeah, like I blew up the MGM Grand. It seemed like a good idea at the time, and now the cash box needs to go to the MGM Grand.
Yeah. So to say a little bit more about the actual game, so it's from a new developer. However, they are formed from all ex DICE developers. So the team that made this game are former people who made Mirror's Edge and Battlefield.
Nice. Okay.
And so
they got some chops.
There is a parkour element similar to Mirror's Edge in this. I know you're immediately sighing.
Yeah.
It's not crazy parkour. It's not to the extent of, so you have clamber, you have jumping, you have a slide, and that's basically it.
Oh, that's okay. That's fine. That's typical game mechanics.
It's not to the extent of Mirror's Edge, but because the environments are very interactive, so it would be like rooftop running, jump, going from 2nd story to 1st story. There's glass, hit the glass with a melee to get through it, clamber in.
Sure.
Keep moving.
Yeah, none of this like I'm going to wall run for 40 feet.
Yeah, it doesn't have wall running. It doesn't have
Thank you. Okay.
any of the things that I find cool about Mirror's Edge as a Mirror's Edge fan, but there's no like first person rolling or or
Right.
anything like that that would be
Yeah.
very disorienting.
When you're, oh, hey, I'm gonna run and then I'm gonna turn into Sonic the Hedgehog.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Um,
That shit bugs me. Like I've played a couple of what I want to say it's a Call of Duty, and when they introduced wall running and jetpacking, I'm just like, I'm done.
mm,
I'm out
sure.
because I'm trying to shoot a guy in the window, and all of a sudden he's just like, I'm just gonna run across the
Yeah.
side of this building.
Yeah. So
No.
there's
Yeah.
there's there's modest parkour stuff.
Parkour
Um,
is fine, but yeah.
yeah, it's not a crazy amount like
Yeah.
you were going. Guns are your basic array from SMGs, pistols, shotguns,
Right.
um,
And
all
what
the
I've seen,
basic
the
shit,
TTKs are
everything.
pretty,
Time to kill is very quick
yeah, it's
in this
unforgiving.
game.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very unforgiving. They have some goofier stuff in the game as well, or more outlandish stuff. So they've got flamethrower, which is super fun, but again, Unreal Engine 5 fire propagates realistically.
Right.
Sometimes bad for you if you light everything on fire and you're in a wood building. um,
Yeah. And again, I don't have a problem with short TTKs when the objective isn't just leaderboard, right?
yeah, no, it has nothing. I mean, killing a team. So okay, so there's several other things that need to be talked about in this game that they do very differently than other first-person shooters, which is why everybody's talking about the finals right
Hmm.
now. Other than the fact that it's a very polished, fun experience, right out of the gate, and the game basically came out of nowhere. I think they had an open beta back in March
Yeah.
on PC, and people were kind of talking about it, but it wasn't on my radar. And they're like, VGAs, here it is, it's out, it's on everything. Go, go, play our
Yeah.
game.
Yeah. Run. Run. Don't
Um,
walk. Run.
yeah, so they have like other stuff too. So they have like goo grenades and mines, and
Hmm.
they create like a puffy wall that's like you can like destroy it with like punching and like stuff, so you can like seal off a hallway or something. But then there's always a counter effect to everything as well. So goo grenades protects you from bullets, blocks off teams. Goo is flammable.
Right.
So if you throw a fire grenade, everything's up in fire and it's bad for you usually. You have poison gas propagation. Um, again, throw fire and it will disperse the gas.
Right.
Or you have, um,
You got a real good Rochambeau thing going on there.
yeah, there's always a counter to something.
Right.
And that's even set up in the fact. So in the game, in the three teams, you also have classes. So you have light, medium, and heavy. So light is the quickest. They're like glass cannons.
Right.
They have really strong weapons, but they have like 100 HP. But they can fucking fly off of a rooftop. They can jump almost like 2 stories,
Right.
um, and are very interesting. And they have a mix of stuff. So another thing to talk about with the finals is so you have class, um, and then you have loadouts. There are no weapon pickups in this game. You go with the loadout that you selected for your character. Um, you have gadgets and you have class abilities as well. There are multiple class abilities per class as well. So, example, light has a cloaking device, a dash. Light has a third one. Everybody gets three. I don't remember what the third one is. Medium class, again, um, I think they have 120 HP. They can have a deployable turret, or they can
Right.
have a healing gun beam that you can direct to one of your teammates, Team Fortress style. Um, why am I forgetting everybody's third ability in this game? They have a third ability.
No, always keep 'em one more.
I
So,
think their other
what's the
thing
heavies?
is the other one for the medium is it's a different type of turret, but it's like an anti other people's gadgets turret. and it will like
Okay.
take out grenades and
It's a
like
cock
other.
blocker. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So then heavy, slowest, but they have like 300 HP.
Right.
And they get um a like run through the wall
Literally.
Hulk
Yeah.
Kool-Aid man
Yeah.
through shit.
Juggernaut.
Or if you jump in the air, it becomes a ground pound through the floor
Right.
type thing.
I'm the
Um,
Juggernaut bitch.
mhm. Then they also have a like a front facing like only covers like their front in like a big circle like energy shield that they can like project as like a class thing to like block bullets and stuff.
Sure.
And they have like a dome shield, Halo style, well, bubble
Mhm.
shield,
Destiny style. Yeah.
Halo style.
Continue.
Man fucking stared at me. Dude, get your fucking Titan bubble shit out of here. Yeah, and so so you come in with the gun that
Right.
you selected, and you better get good with it. So yeah, so it's really interesting. A lot of variation between the classes. Being the heavy.
I mean, that kind of reminds me of the old, the Star Wars Battlefront and the Battlefront games where you had your classes, and it's like that's it. These are your loadouts. So
Well, I mean, those were the guys who made Battlefront
right,
because they're the same people who made Battlefield,
yeah,
Mirror's Edge. So this team's made up
yeah,
of those people. So
I,
yeah,
and I like that.
actually,
Yeah,
now that you said that,
I
yes.
like that. Yeah,
Okay, cool. Yeah, and they all have their trade-offs and stuff.
sure.
Um, there's no map. There's no like indicating the enemy. So if they're
No
wearing black
radar.
clothing and
Yeah,
no radar, so if they're wearing black clothing, hiding in a bush with an RPG, okay,
right,
that's on you.
right.
And then to top it all off, seemingly at random, because there just seems to be absolutely no rhyme or reason, the game will just throw weird shit at you, like during the match. And by weird shit, I mean they'll be like, "Uh-oh, low gravity. Uh-oh, meteor shower is hitting the city. Uh-oh, alien invasion."
Oh, you thought you were just gonna camp in the bush with your RPG? Nope.
Yeah, so they'll like throw like some random shit at you. And there's also one
Right.
that I've seen a couple of times, but I'm not sure
And
what it
again, very,
means
very
or how it
Hunger
works.
Games ish in that aspect.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Um, but yeah. So I think the thing about the finals is it's really amazing and it's really fun and it's a breath of fresh air to competitive first person shooters across the board for sure. But at the same time, like the highs are really highs and the lows are really low
Right.
in terms of like, you know, I've had nights where it was just like oh my god, like I can't believe we tipped the building over sideways, it fell into the other building, we grabbed the cash box, and then because it was rolling down the side of the crumbled of the building, the other team couldn't get it, so we scored, you know. And
Them's the breaks. Yeah.
just as equally as um I am depressed playing the finals because we're getting fucking team wiped within fucking 30 seconds of seeing anybody, and we're like, where did they come from? There's no kill cam, so I'm like, I don't know where I died from, I don't
Right.
know what got me, fuck this game.
Right. And again,
I'm
because it's got
pissed.
a stupid short TTK, it's like
Yeah, Now,
Fuck yeah.
one other aspect of the game to cover that's different from I've never seen it done in any other first person shooter is so when you die, you can get back up in 12 seconds on a regular respawn timer. But when you die, your character drops like a little plastic token. Like they look like little sorry tokens. I'm not even kidding. And
That's a
so
very
it's
specific. Yeah.
yes, you know exactly what I'm talking
No, I
about.
do because
You drop a
I'm
little
gray.
sorry
Yeah.
token. You drop a little sorry token of yourself that has physics and stuff. And so any teammate can revive you by going to the token and holding Y or triangle or whatever it is on PC
Hmm.
and revive you. Or they can grab your token, run the fuck away with you to safety, and then revive you elsewhere,
Okay.
which is a really interesting thing. And then again, with the physics, specifically speaking of a game I played last night where we were on Vegas and there was shit blowing up everywhere. And I was trying to res somebody, but the awning of the Vegas casino I was on was like rounded, so the token was rolling sideways, and I was only getting in it for half a second. And they're like, "Revive me!" And I'm like, "I'm fucking trying!" And it just wasn't fucking happening because the token kept rolling just enough away for it to not proc
I
the
think I
thing.
love the chaotic nature of this game.
There's a lot of chaos in this game in a really cool way because it feels
Right.
really uh
And again,
cool.
I've heard nothing but good things about it. I haven't played it myself, but it's just been one of those like, have you
Yeah.
played the finals? Right. And sure, from big streamers. Okay, great. But then I'm hearing it from like the lesser
It's very
members
fun.
in my communities. I'm like,
I'm telling you.
right.
Yeah. But it's really cool. Um Definitely like like any first person shooter and obviously the teams are of 3, like having a good team and like having a good spread. So for example,
Right. Team comp and teamwork
yeah,
make a
team
difference. Yeah.
composition and teamwork. So like a couple of strategies that I'll see often when playing or that I've done myself will be like
Two
team
tanks and a
tends to
cannon. Yeah.
well no 2 tanks and a medium. So medium will do heal beam on the tanks. Tanks
Okay.
take everybody out.
Right.
Counterpoint to that would be triple mediums, which have triple fucking turrets.
Right.
So there's fucking it's like you're fighting 6 dudes instead of 3. Yeah.
And
So
you get the
it's
tryhards that are going triple glass cannons.
well, and then again, the class thing plays into play too with the teamwork. So, for example, I prefer light and heavy. My teammates prefer uh, medium and light. So
Yeah,
like we'll
I
do
probably would be a medium to light player myself.
so a team comp that we'll do will be like I'll be heavy, and then the other 2 guys will be mediums. One will go turret, one will go heal beam. Um, and so they'll be like,
Like, Tim, just go run out there. Don't worry, we got you.
I mean, not that simple, but but another thing will be like, so like I, because the heavy's slow, and he also can't jump
Right,
that high,
right.
so his clambering, his parkour ability is basically non-existent. So they'll be on like the 3rd
There's
floor, and they'll be
parkour
like,
and
"Tim,
parking
hurry
stop.
up and get
Yeah.
up here!" And I'm like, "I'm fucking coming up the stairs. I'm not as fast as you guys."
You can jump, I can
Yeah, and and there's ways to get around quickly. There's zip lines everywhere, and there's
Sure.
repelling lines, and there's elevators, and all kinds of stuff. But being the big one, it's definitely
Yeah.
slower.
And I don't know that I'd
You
want to
know,
be in an elevator in a fully destructible environment.
elevators, proper elevators are the one thing that is not destructible. Yeah.
Okay.
So a strategy you'll see, looking at you, Seoul, Korea map, is sometimes the cash out box will spawn in the elevator, and people will ride the elevator up and down as the fucking building is coming around
Right.
everybody, and they're trying to get into the elevator shaft. Um, yeah, it's nuts. Oh, I remembered at least one other class ability for the light. It's a grapple hook.
Because of course, yeah.
Good old grapple hook. Yeah, exactly. Um, but yeah,
But of
no,
course, yeah.
yeah. Watch some videos on YouTube or see some stuff, or just download it on your respective platform
Yeah.
because it's free to play.
Again,
It's
free. Like,
remarkably fun. I will say though, the tutorial is dog shit. Like it it dumps you into a tutorial when you first boot up the game, and it's like, okay, take the box to the thing. It's like, okay, why? Why am I taking the box to the thing? What does this do for me?
money.
You know,
Because
and
money.
you can play around a little bit with. There's like one building in the little tutorial zone that you can play around with the destruction with, so you can kind of get a little bit of a feel. But it's not the same thing as just like going into the game and
Right.
realizing,
And just reaping
oh,
chaos.
I could drop the crane next door to just cut through 6 floors of this building.
Right.
And maybe if the rubble falls correctly, I can jump up that to get up to the 6th floor. Like there's a lot of stuff that happens on the fly, and sometimes it's there's just some crazy experiences that I haven't seen
And
this
again,
level of
credit
destruction
to the
since Red Faction.
UE5 whatever version they're using, UE5 engine. Like,
Well, and here's the thing. It doesn't actually use the UE5 Chaos Destruction Engine,
oh, okay.
believe it or not. They have a custom destruction solution that's rendered on the server because that's how they get it to sync properly
Okay.
with everybody. And I was like, okay, that makes sense from that perspective, because instead of running the sim local, which might have differences, they have to run
Right.
it server side.
Doing that weird peer to peer that, you know,
Yeah, so
Bungie loves.
this
Yeah.
game runs on servers, which right now is probably one of the only bad things for it.
Sure.
Since there's a bazillion people playing it, so like we waited like 5 minutes to get into a match. Twice
Sure. And
last
especially
night.
with you playing with, people that are across country, as like if you and I were to hop in a
Sure.
server, different.
Sure. Yeah, exactly. But yeah, cool game, cool experience. Hope it does well financially, and they have
Right.
a lot more to add to it because there's a lot to like about it. Oh man! All right, what are we covering now? I feel like we've done so much show already, even though we've
We've
not done so
done
much show.
we've done an hour 22 on just video
Sure.
games. I gotta pee again.
Well, go pee, old man. All right, so we're just gonna go over in no particular order except for whatever order it's on IGN's website. The Game Awards 2023. Here
Yes.
is everything that was announced. Surprising nobody that they were making another one, but having had a chance to review the trailer and having played some Monster Hunters, there's some interesting things in it. Capcom announces Monster Hunter
Wilds. Yes.
coming 2025 will be the next big Monster Hunter game. And there's a particular shot in the trailer where it looked like the whole ass lands changed seasons, like in front of you.
Right.
Which I thought was a particular note, unless I'm on crack. So, yeah. And presumably 2025 also means probably also on next Nintendo device as well.
Sure.
Since they have a long history of being on Nintendo and having exclusive games that have gone to Nintendo that then later come back to main consoles and PC. And especially since Monster Hunter is financially the biggest moneymaker for Capcom, um, they definitely want it on everything. And since they've already announced that it's on PC, PlayStation 5, and the Xbox Series consoles, I'm sure it'll be on Nintendo as well.
Right.
And it looks to be genuinely open world, not to be confused with Monster Hunter World, which had like really large zones, but not
Right.
actually Whatever. Hideo Kojima officially reveals his Xbox project called OD, Big O, Big D,
Yeah.
and also announced collaboration with Jordan Peele, which I must say was like, hot damn.
Right. It's like,
I'm okay with
okay.
this.
Yeah.
People were quick to point out that onstage Jordan Peele came out of a door filled with smoke, specifically with a green light above it, which literally was the door of terror in the former Hideo Kojima Silent Hill project called PT. And so people are thinking, so is this just PT without
Right. PTOD.
Konami
Yeah.
involvement? Because could be. What the fuck? Ah, there's a beetle.
You and your damn critters.
There's this beetle just fucking flew into the window behind my computer here. All right. Surprising, folks. Free God of War Ragnarok DLC is
Mm-hmm.
out at the time of this recording, called God of War Ragnarok Valhalla, and it is a God of War take on roguelite, and it's free and it's story based as well. And things that God of War developers were saying on Twitter were like, "Don't expect this to be the last DLC for
Nice.
Ragnarok." Okay,
Yeah.
interesting. I still need to finish Ragnarok. I stopped playing it for some reason. Way back at the beginning of the year. Probably won't get to it again until 2024.
Because again, another game that got a little tedious at times.
I mean, I guess I don't remember why I fell off of it. Because I like God of War games. I just don't. I remember playing. I remember enjoying.
Right.
And then I remember there was a story shift. And then
You're like, meh.
I don't know. I don't know. Marvel's Blade is now in development at Arcane Studios, specifically the Arcane Studios in Europe, France,
Right.
where it's at, which is the team that made the Dishonored games. And it is confirmed that it will be a third-person game.
A mature single player third person game. Yeah.
Yep. That too.
It means it's gonna be bloody.
Yeah, I mean he's a vampire and he's
Right.
typically associated with darker stuff anyway, so I don't think that's
Yeah.
a problem. This particular announcement, I lost my freaking shit over because I'm a Sega kid through
Same.
and through. And so when they showed,
I'm a Master System boy. Like,
yeah, there you go. OG, even before me. I'm a Genesis kid.
right.
Sega did a crazy announcement where they announced 5.
So, which one of the
Classic.
franchises are you most looking forward to?
I don't know. I have fondness for all of them.
Same.
I don't know.
All right. So, what are the 5?
I'm kind of yes, yeah. The 5 are, they announced a brand new Jet Set Radio, brand new Shinobi, brand new Golden Axe, brand new Streets of Rage, and a brand new Crazy Taxi, with hints that there will be more from their famous back catalog.
Mm-hmm.
New games for a new generation was kind of their mantra.
Right.
And I'm like, man, that's true, because like that shit was like fucking great.
So
I
being
think I'd
my
heard on Reddit.
generation, like I am so looking forward to a re-envisioning of Golden Axe. Like,
that's actually the one I was gonna say too. I was
right.
like, man. So specifically what they showed Jet Set Radio looking like Jet Set Radio,
Right.
3D grinding, arty, punky, cel shaded. Shinobi looks 2D with like a very like storybook Japanese style,
Hmm.
and pretty.
That's my number two behind Golden
Golden
Axe. Yeah.
Axe looks third person action, assumedly it better be co-op, because
Right.
that's what Golden Axe was, you know. Um, Streets of Rage looks 3D brawler.
Right.
Looks cool. I think it's fine to go 3D with Streets of Rage. Why not?
Sure.
You know, Crazy Taxi looks like Crazy
Crazy
Taxi.
Taxi. Yeah.
You know, um, looks cool stuff. So yeah, I would probably go. If I had to order them, I'd probably go Golden Axe, Shinobi, Streets of Rage, just because I'm curious about it going 3D, Jet
Hmm.
Set, and Crazy.
Yeah. Yep. That
I
that's
I
exactly
heard
how it,
Sega.
I could swap the last two, Crazy Taxi or Jet Set. Like
Yeah, I mean,
I'm not as hyped for either one of those just
the
because.
the thing about Jet Set for me is like I know everybody's like, oh my god, the fucking Sega Dreamcast one is the best fucking one ever, and the one on Xbox sucks. But I think the reverse of that. I think the one on Xbox was way better than the one on
Sure.
Dreamcast, which is not a popular opinion, but you know, so it goes. We already spent a bunch of time talking about it, so we won't talk about it further. Other than that, Embark, which is the developer of the finals, is
Hmm.
available now. And yep, that's the thing. I got super excited when Sean Murray came out on stage, Sky Guy, and he's like, "Yeah, we've been working on another game for 5 years," and I'm like, "Fuck me! Of course you have."
Sean
um,
Murray of No Man's Sky fame. Yeah.
yes. So they unveiled a really long, like 4 minute gameplay trailer.
Absurdly long. Yeah.
Yeah, it was very long for Game Awards, like probably one of the longest trailers there. Um, and it is specifically so the game's called Light No Fire, and it's a fantasy-inspired MMORPG with, of course, procedural and survival mechanics up the wazoo.
Right.
Um, Obviously, since
Every
that's in No
yeah,
Man's
everything
Sky,
you'd expect. Yeah.
where you're anthropomorphic, um, humanoid animal people, and there was dragons and questing, and it's procedural generation again, except it's one planet instead of a whole universe, but it's a planet-sized planet.
Be right back.
And what's up? I'm apparently vamping for a minute because Nate's departing the building very quickly for some reason. And of course, if you know planet-sized planet, and if you've played No Man's Sky, the planets can be absolutely massive and take like a month to explore. It's insane. So one would assume that perhaps this planet would be bigger than that, probably Jupiter-sized planet, probably. Nowhere in the release date, but like they said, they've been working on it for 5 years. Um, they also said, we have been working on it for 5 years, but again, the team is. He really loves to stress this. The team's 12 people, and I'm like, God, why? Why are you? Why are you so magical with so few people, making
Right.
all the other developers look so bad with their content
Right.
updates by comparison? And a lot of people were super mad online with Sean Murray being like, "Oh, it's a planet-sized planet. It's going to be an MMORPG, and everybody will be able to be on the same planet at the same time and stuff because it's like all lofty things." And everybody, and so here's my take on that. A, having seen every interview with this man ever, he does get excited about his stuff when he finally gets to talk about it. And sure, he said a lot of things about No Man's Sky back in the day.
Right.
But while it on launch day didn't meet all of those expectations or things that he said, at its present state, it's exceeded every fucking single one of them by a country mile and added things that you never even fucking thought of.
Right.
And
And when you say planet-sized planet, what planet are you referring to?
well, and so I was just saying that while you were away from the microphone, and I was like, well, anybody who knows what he means by a planet-sized planet is, if you compare it to No Man's Sky, it's like, well, okay, you have a planet space that you can literally take months to just go around,
Right.
literally. Um, and so, since everything's going to be on one planet with everybody there, my kind of thought is like maybe it's like a Jupiter-sized planet.
Right.
But a lot of people were like, "Oh my god, it's not gonna fucking work in fucking MMO and all this sort of stuff." To which I will say, number one, No Man's Sky does all of this shit right now.
Right.
Like, yes, it's not like a true MMO, but it's up to 32
Hmm.
people. And I'm like, there's no fucking reason in my mind why it couldn't be more,
Right.
you know? So, like, I'm
Right.
like,
It's 32,
dudes, if you
32
haven't played No
people
Man's
in
Sky
a
in a while,
universe.
so like them doing something smaller, ironically, I'm like, you guys are cracked if you don't think that's possible, since
Right.
they already did the impossible. So this will be more possible than that. Like, are you stupid? Like, fucking get a job, you bums.
Right.
I don't know. I just had to laugh at that. I didn't care about this at all because I haven't even fucking tried the demo. Dame says this is like one of his game of the years. His Final Fantasy 16 DLC has been announced.
Sure.
Spring of next year, called Echoes of the Fallen.
I understand the hype.
Oh, sorry, 2 DLCs. My bad. Echoes of the Fallen and the
Rising Tide. Yeah.
Sorry, I have to laugh at the Rising Tide because that was the name of my Marvel Cinematic Universe podcast.
Hmm.
Rising Tide. Just laughing. Just saying. Rise of the Ronin, which is being developed by Team Ninja, but it's got the official PlayStation Studios logo on it.
It looked it looked interesting.
I think I agree with what the internet's saying about this one. The trailer for this looked significantly less great than the first trailer that they
Hmm.
had for this game that made it look good. And I'm just like, okay. Ubisoft's been in development longer than I've been alive. Skull
Yeah.
and Bones is coming out February 16th, 2024. And
Sure.
apart from the cool pirate shit
I
in
will
the
believe it
trailer,
when I see it.
I don't give a fuck about this game.
Right.
If you want to play a real
At this
pirate
point, it's
game,
one of those like I'll believe it when I see it. At this point, because I've been
well,
promised this for a while, and I've
and
got Sea of
well,
Thieves.
and at this point, Sea of Thieves is the ultimate pirate game.
Right between the
They'd be
Sea
like,
of
"Oh,
Thieves
well, I
and what
can't do
was
this
the
and I can't do
Assassin's
that," and I was like,
Creed.
"Well, it doesn't matter because Sea of Thieves has Pirates of the Caribbean and Monkey Island. Check
Right.
fucking mate.
Right.
Get the fuck out."
Right.
Um,
Like they waited way too long, and it sucks.
yeah,
But
yeah. So we'll see with that game. I foresee, honestly, I foresee Skull and Bones going the way of Ubisoft's For Honor game, which is still in active development and people still playing it in year 8 or whatever it's in.
sure.
Where For Honor was really cool and awesome, but had a small core community, and that's just the way it's been.
Right.
Probably be the same for Skull and Bones.
And to say Sea of Thieves is kind of by comparison to the trailer, it's cartoony in nature,
Mhm.
right? So if
Sure.
you're looking for that pure pirate
I
game,
don't fucking know.
maybe this is for you, but yeah, Sea of Thieves has got that in just
Just go play Sea of
nailed
Thieves.
it. Yeah,
That's what
it's
I'm
nailed
saying.
it in spades. Yeah.
Lost Records, Bloom and Rage. The next game from Life is Strange creator Dotnod. I saw this
Hmm.
trailer. It looks interesting. It's about
Hmm.
friends who are reuniting after 2 decades. You're playing in like 2 different timelines. So like the young self and then older selves. Interesting. Could be cool. I have pretty decent faith in Donon's ability to deliver cool stories and
Right.
games. So, Dragon Ball Sparking Zero was revealed.
Yay.
Don't care.
Yeah.
Sorry, folks. We already talked about this already, but Fortnite Rocket Racing and Fortnite, Lego Fortnite
Lego.
and
Yeah.
Fortnite Festival was revealed at Game Awards. Of course, all of this is available now.
Rockfort. Yeah.
This is interesting. Ori developer Moon Studios reveals new game called No Rest for the Wicked.
Mm-hmm.
It's a Diablo-like ARPG. It's coming to PC in early access Q1 2024, with a full release coming later to PC, Xbox Series, and PlayStation 5. And that is significant because previously Moon Studios made the Ori games for Microsoft Xbox exclusively.
Right.
So that's interesting. So I saw this trailer for a game called Exodus, and I was like, I am not impressed with this. And it wasn't until later when I heard who all's on the team, this new development team called Archetype Entertainment. It's basically the whole ass team from Mass Effect is making this game called Exodus.
Mm-hmm.
So, and like in a very literal fashion. So it's being directed by the Mass Effect 3 game director. It's being written by BioWare master writer Drew Karpyshyn, who, you know, wrote KOTOR and Jade
Mm-hmm.
Empire and Mass Effect Trilogy and all of the things that
Right.
is why people love BioWare. And I'm like, fuck, okay, I need to pay attention to this game, I guess. So the gist is it's a third person sci-fi action RPG. Surprise. That involves um, people playing a character called the Traveler, and I've heard a little bit more about the story here in podcasts. So basically, like Mass Effect, there is a series of, I don't even know what to call them except to use Mass Effect terminology. Um, Space, Stargate, relays, whatever. Except traveling through them, you have proper sci-fi time dilation. So people who go through them are people who are out of time. So if you go through them, you say goodbye to your friends, family, whatever.
Right.
Arrive at the other end 100 years later or whatever. And so there are these roles of these like space people called travelers, and you're specifically playing a character who's half human and half born of celestials, who are another race who are descendants of the people who originally built these like space gate things. And so you have like a little bit of timey-wimey powers or some shit like that.
Sure.
So
Because
yeah,
reasons.
trailer
Yeah.
looks boring as shit. Let me tell you, not a good trailer. But you're a BioWare fan, you're a Mass Effect fan, you're a fan of the specific talent involved. Um,
Keep an
there's
eye on it.
already been
Yeah.
there's already been comparisons to this team, Archetype Entertainment, being like Striking Distance, who did Callisto Protocol, the Dead Space that's not Dead Space. And this looks to be the Mass Effect that's not Mass Effect. So we'll see. I know when I told my wife that, who wears an N7 hoodie, she was very, very fucking excited. There's a new game called Big Walk.
Big Walk. Yeah.
The Untitled Goose Game developer, House. There's weird brown people in it and a strange atmosphere. It's coming 2025.
But if you liked Untitled Goose Game, probably hit you.
I played
right?
half of it. It was such an odd game because by the time I got it, like children were telling me. I remember being asked by children, like, "Hey, do you have Untitled Goose Game?" I'm like, "What? What are you talking about, little 7-year-old? What? What? I don't know what you're saying. And then eventually it showed up on Game Pass, and I played half of it. I don't understand why people are talking about it, but I will also say being snarky and having funny stuff in your game to cover for bits of bad game design is not good.
Right.
That's what I'll say as an old man. How about that?
Sure.
Eat me if you want. There's a new game from some hyper individual called Akumi Nakamura, who left Tango Gameworks. Tango Gameworks is now owned by Microsoft. They made Evil Within and most recently Hi-Fi Rush. So I guess she was some creative over there. And it's a game called Kamuri, and it's a bright, colorful action game. This I have a little bit of attention on, only because it's being made by Supermassive Games, not because it's
Sure.
related to Dead by Daylight. So Dead by Daylight um, revealed a game called The Casting of Frank Stone, which is the first canonical story set in the Dead by Daylight universe. Which I know it has lore and story, and there's been shit been written in that game that I've played, but I don't give a fuck about. So this will be a story adventure type game in the style of the Dark Picture anthology and Until Dawn, because that's what Supermassive makes, and they're really fucking good at it.
Right.
So that's the only reason that I'm interested in that particular game. There's a Jurassic Park survival game coming from Saber Interactive. First person Jurassic Park survival game. Um, I have mixed feelings about this. Number one,
Yeah.
apparently the game takes place the day after the events of the first movie. Um, and like I've been wanting a Jurassic Park survival game in this style since the original Jurassic Park movie. But at this point, like fucking 30 years later, I'm just like, now,
Right. Right.
after all this time, I will say though,
It looks good.
do not sleep on Saber Interactive, because that would be dumb of you. Because Saber Interactive, let me just pull up their list here. Oh, Saber Interactive only, you know, made Halo Anniversary Edition, and they were able to make the Crazy Witcher 3 Wild Hunt port on Switch, and they recently acquired 4A Games who make the Metro games, and they recently were part of the thing where they also absorbed Aspire, who's a great port studio. And basically, they've done really significant remakes and ports. And sure, making remakes and ports doesn't necessarily translate to good games necessarily, but I would say that there's a tremendous amount of technical talent and love for video games at that studio. So I'd say don't sleep on that. Don't sleep on that at all. So could be good. Could be good. Visions of Mana was revealed by Square Enix. Brand new, looked to be openish world set in the Mana series. Set to release for PS5, PS4, which is interesting. Series X and S and PC next year. So if you're a Mana fan, there you go. There's a big new trailer for Hellblade: Suna's Saga, or Hellblade 2.
Right. Yeah.
They just confirmed that it is coming sometime in 2024. Um, People were kind of annoyed by this because it was one of the very first next gen games announced. um, and also announced on Unreal Engine 5. Um, I I have mixed feelings about this because like Hellblade's such a win for, I guess, gaming and Microsoft, and I do love the studio Ninja Theory, but I also I just feel weird because I've loved a lot of Ninja Theory games, and I tried for like 8 hours to love the original Hellblade with my wife, and I was just like, this game's not good. It's just not good, and I know if Dame, if you're listening to this, you're screaming right now, be like, "No, Tim, you're wrong."
Oh, he's deleting you from his contacts right now.
Oh yeah, exactly. Um, I just, you know, I
We've
feel like
we've
eight
had a
hours of
long-standing saying since I've been a co-host of the show is you're allowed to be wrong.
exactly. I understand what type of game it is, and it's a game that's trying to tell a really cool story
Yeah.
wrapped in a bad game. I'm sorry. It's the same fucking boring combat encounter and the same fucking puzzles in every single fucking section to move the story along is just does not an award winning game make, in my opinion. Cool. It has commentary on mental health. Okay, how about you make a real good fucking game to go along with that fucking story? How about that?
Have at him, Dame.
How about that? Joseph Fares, who was the creative lead on co-op games like It Takes Two and A Way Out, his first game that came out on the 360 and PS3 way back in the game, Brothers: A Tale of Two Sons,
Mm-hmm.
is getting a remake being handled by a different team, I might add. And it's coming out February 28th, 2024 for PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series and PC. Um, it was interesting. I've never played Brothers. I've heard about it. I might even accidentally own it, but I never played it originally. And it was funny because my wife was telling me that she was super excited about that because she did play Brothers. She was like, "Yeah, I'll play a remake."
All right. Yeah.
Former Payday developer reveals game called Den of Wolves. Um, they're describing it as a techno thriller cooperative heist game,
Sure.
and I'm like, okay, it looks like it's Payday. It's sci-fi Payday.
Right.
Whoop, whoop. Like Payday, cool. Not
Get
what
GTA.
you
Yeah.
fucking
Yeah.
do. Black Myth Wukong, which has long been a staple of Chinese developer. Lots of trailers around it because it looks like a gorgeous Unreal Engine 5 type Soulsborne looking thing, maybe
Sure.
open world. Hard to kind of tell, really. Um, yeah, it has a release date of August 20th, 2024. Officially dated for Xbox Series, PS5, and PC, specifically via Steam and Epic, which is interesting to note. So that's cool. EA Originals showed off a game called Tales of Kenzaru.
Hmm.
I'm fucking up the name.
Sure.
You give that a go. How do you say that, Nate?
Kenzira.
Kenzira?
Kenzira.
Zao. Zao? Zool? I don't know.
Ciao.
It's a 2D side scroller coming
Yeah.
from Certain Studios. It's out April 23rd, 2024, PS5, Series X, and Switch, and PC. And then they made a specific point to say that it will tackle the grieving process. Okay. Cozy MMO Palia makes its debut on Nintendo Switch. It is out at the time of this recording. Check that out. Outlast Trials is coming to consoles. Survival horror multiplayer game. The Outlast Trials is coming to PC, PS5, Xbox Series, and Xbox One on
Nice.
March 5th, 2024. Um,
I'm okay with that one.
I knew about this because I'd seen a bunch of streamers and stuff play
Yeah.
it in beta and stuff. The thing about Outlast, having played the first one, is those games are scary as shit,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't. I just don't.
No, but
with
I get that.
those
I'm
games.
like that. I'm excited to see other people enjoy this game.
Yeah. A game called Rise of the Golden Idol, which is the follow up to the indie hit The Case of the Golden Isle. It's coming to Steam, PS4, PS5, Xbox, and Switch.
You ever have one of those things like me, like you can't get past the art style?
Oh, every once in a while.
Yeah.
I'm usually
one of those.
more lenient. My buddy Brock is definitely one of those people that's like, nope, not playing it. Art style sucks.
Yep.
Fuck off.
This is one of those.
Okay, I have to look at a picture of this now because I don't know what art style you're referring to. I watched the Game Awards, but it's been a while since we recorded. So
it's been a hot minute.
Rise of the Golden. Yeah, that art style's bad.
Yeah.
Like I get it. It's like a
No, but again,
Mad
I get it. I get it, and I don't like it.
thing.
So
Yeah.
could be it could be the greatest game ever. Again, it's Rick and Morty to me. Like,
Yeah.
it could be the funniest show ever, and I can't get past the fucking voices.
Fair enough. But have you tried it with the new voices?
I'm tempted to.
Okay. This is a surprise. As Dusk Falls, which is a Microsoft-owned game, an exclusive, is now coming to PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5 on March 7th, 2024.
Hey, look at that.
They made note to say that it has haptic feedback, touchpad controls, and audio description accessibility on both versions.
Dog's going crazy now, huh?
Yep, guess so. Last Sentinel, revealed from Lightspeed LA studio, shows off a futuristic Tokyo. I'm actually interested in this only because it's from the people who make Genshin Impact and Hockey Star Rail.
Right.
Zenless Zone Zero is coming in 2024. There's a release window on PC and Mac, and I have been trying since September to get into the closed beta so I can give it a whirl, see if it's another one of their goddamn games is going to suck me in or not. I have not been making the cut. They're at least nice enough. I know this because I got the email this week of like, oh, you didn't make it into this thing. Try again next blah 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 time. They're at least nice enough to send an email.
You're like, but look at my hours played.
Yeah, do you not know I actually enjoy your games?
Right.
And Zenless Zone Zero looks cool and punky and shit. And there's no other way to say this. There's just a ridiculous amount of boobage in Zenless Zone Zero's characters.
I mean, yeah.
Like, holy shit in comparison to their other games. In the biz, we call that fan service, folks.
Right.
Anyways.
We call that physics engine. Yes.
Given that all their games are on Unity. Thanks, Unity.
Yeah.
Warhammer 40k Space Marine 2 has a release date of September 9th, 2024. Saber's making that game.
Yep.
This is a really cool trailer, I thought, because it was giving me mad Virtual On vibes. Old Sega arcade game.
Sure.
Only old people remember. Like myself. I fucking
stop.
Burnt quarters on that bitch. Kind of lame name. A game called Mecha Break from CSUN Games showed off a multiplayer mech sci-fi game, and it looked fucking dope.
Yeah,
there's just no way around it.
It's
cool
it's got
shit.
Transformers, Macross vibes. Like,
yeah. Oh gosh. I'm surprised that you You said Macross there, good sir.
As opposed to
Not Macross, since Macross is super old.
okay. I'm super old. You know this. I have the grays to prove it.
What was God, I'm trying to remember.
Robotech?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Robotech.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was my jam.
Yeah.
It was It was Robotech was after Macross Saga, right? Or was it
It is the
Robotech Macross
Macross.
Saga?
It is the
I
saga,
always get those
just
confused.
Americanized. Yeah.
Okay. Well, then I've seen all of it.
Yes.
A game called The First Descendant gets a summer 2024 release window. A third-person looter shooter. This was interesting because it was shown off last VGA, and I remember being like, that's kind of interesting. Exoborn is an open-world extraction shooter set in a post-apocalyptic U.S. beset by really, really extreme weather.
Okay.
It's in development for PC and consoles and has both PvP and PvE elements. A couple more things here. Guilty Gear Strive adds character Elfin. I can't fucking pronounce words now.
Elfelt.
Valtine to the roster. Banishers Ghost of New Eden gets another trailer. The first Berserker, Kazan, got a reveal trailer for a flashy action game coming to PlayStation, Xbox, and PC. Supernatural action adventure Usual June is revealed to be coming in sometime in 2025. Daniel Mullen's next game is Pony Island 2 Panda Circus, which looks so fucking dumb. Harmonium the Musical, an upcoming musically narrative adventure game coming to Xbox Game Pass.
That one looks fun.
It looks interesting.
It looks fun.
Game,
yeah. Like, I don't say it looks good or bad. It looks fun.
The game follows Melody Makato, an energetic 10-year-old Filipina American musician who became deaf at a young age.
Right.
I have to be honest. I don't think I saw a trailer for this. I think this was a bathroom Twitch to work thing. Because I did not talk about this. Because as we all know, I fucking love Dead Cells.
Right.
So Motion Twin reveals Windblown. I feel like I'm reading this for the very first time. Windblown has an emphasis on co-op gameplay with fast-paced action, gorgeous anime-esque cutscenes. Motion Twin said it was craving lightning-fast combat roguelite, but it didn't exist. Are you fucking kidding me? Dead Cells is lightning-fast roguelite.
Right.
Okay. I have to look.
Are you watching the trailer?
I need to look at something. Now I'm watching the trailer.
Okay.
A little cartoon anime looking thing
Right. With the bloody nose.
That's
and
fine.
then
They have little animated intros to stuff.
Blood everywhere.
Loading platforms, laser thing, dudes. Oh yeah, people getting just blood everywhere.
Okay. No, actually seeing gameplay and not cutscenes.
Oh shit, it's 3D.
Right?
Okay, top down.
No.
There's a dash mechanic.
Yeah, it looks like the camera is malleable. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. I'm not as disappointed as I was before I thought of this or saw this. Like, if these are cutscenes. Okay.
So they're saying I'm looking in the thing underneath the YouTube right now. It says, "Welcome to Windblown, Dead Cells hyperactive sugar rushed 3D sibling." And I'm like, okay.
Tell me where that's a bad thing, right?
says you play as Leaper, one of our heroes on a mission to defend the Ark from a very aggro vortex.
Sure.
Absorb memories of fallen warriors and put them to good use by infusing their skills into your weapons. After all, it's what they would have wanted. Dodge death solo or up to 2 friends. Get ready to dash, die, and repeat. Early access launches in 2024. Oof.
Okay.
Interesting.
I'm not.
I totally
I'm not
missed that
deterred.
at the Game Awards. I gotta say,
Right.
that was a surprise to me. Look at that. That was my genuine reaction. Yeah, it's definitely different from Dead Cells being 3D and top down and co-op. But the thing about Dead Cells is that game feels fucking immaculate to play. So, and I gotta be honest, as the older I get, the more I appreciate games that feel amazing to control.
Sure.
And so I'm like, I think that game could be good. There's a real possibility. And of course, I hit refresh on the page. Let me scroll down again. God damn it.
We're down at Thrasher announced.
Yeah, we're on the last ones.
Yeah.
Thrasher announced from the developer of Thumper. That's interesting because it looks exactly like Thumper, so I don't know what that's about.
Well, it's like Thumper, but not on rails per se.
Yeah, so I've actually played Thumper in PSVR.
Mm-hmm.
Good game, kind of fucking frightening sometimes.
Yeah.
In VR, which is weird to say about a music rhythm game. But I've legitimately like gone ugh, and like ripped the headset off
Yeah.
in that fucking game. So whatever. Yeah, coming to PC sometime next year. World of Goo 2 was revealed. For those who remember a super old physics puzzle. Oh, my wife has gotten off early.
Oh, sweet. Yay.
Arknight's Enfield coming to PlayStation 5. Action RPG tower defense game. Matchless Kung Fu got a reveal trailer. I hate talking about this game. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. It's not what I want.
But you're getting it.
So Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League, which is releasing February of 2024, so soon.
Mm-hmm.
I just
I
don't
think
want to play
it
this
hit
game.
late. Yeah.
And I hate saying that because I love Rocksteady
Right.
for what they did with Batman. And I know they haven't had a game in like fucking 7 years.
Yeah, I think that's the problem. Is like I think they just hit too late on this.
Well, and I know it was supposed to come out last year, and then it was revealed it was a live fucking service game.
Well, even then,
stuff,
last year
fans
was
flipped their shit, and
too
then they
late.
said they're ripping that stuff out of it.
Yeah.
So, but I think it's probably a little too late.
Yep.
So, and it sucks because like
it's a good franchise, right?
I've already stated what I'm going to do with this game. I'm going to watch a supercut cutscene of this game because it has the last recorded voice dialogue from the late great Kevin Conroy, the Batman,
right?
Definitive Batman voice for my generation. And I'm going to watch that, and I'm going to be even more sad because it's in a fucking Suicide Squad game. And yeah, sure, maybe the game will be fucking amazing. Maybe
I doubt it.
Maybe people will be like, "Oh my god,
it.
it's a fucking masterpiece," and you guys are all fucking wrong.
Nope.
And shit. Who knows? We'll see. Ready or Not version 1.0 is coming on December 13th, which was a week ago. Void Interactive's first-person shooter, leaving early access then, so that's done. We got a new trailer for new character for Honky Star Rail.
Yay, the honky train.
Get the Fuck Out's final update got a spotlight. Didn't even know the game's been out for 6 years. Never heard of this game. Cool. Asgard's Wrath 2 is coming to MetaQuest. It's already out by the time of this.
Yeah.
I've heard from a lot of people that Asgard's Wrath 2 is like one of the definitive VR gaming moments.
And that's good. Being a owner of a MetaQuest myself, like I want to see VR have more than just casual or kitschy experiences. Like,
yeah, for sure. And then finally, StarCraft-like game Stormgate gets a new gameplay trailer, and it's coming to early access summer 2024. So I wasn't excited at all for this, and I'd heard a little bit about it, and then I dug into it. And so what it is an Unreal Engine 5 based
StarCraft.
clone, literally from ex-developers
Yeah.
who made StarCraft.
Yeah.
Whose literal quote, and this was, I guess it was a Kickstarter project, was, "Hey, we made StarCraft. We've left Blizzard. We want to make another StarCraft. Don't have the IP, but we'll make it."
Right.
So Stormgate is StarCraft in everything but name. So could be good. Could be genuinely good.
Could be.
We'll see. We'll see. And that was the VGAs. Oh, and Baldur's Gate 3 won Game of the Year. I haven't played it yet. Dame's been playing it, and he said if he had played Baldur's Gate 3 earlier,
I have not heard any valid reason why Baldur's Gate should not have won Game of the Year.
I mean,
So
I don't have anything to say about it. I plan to get it because and this is the other thing that was really confusing to me, because I had expected the VGAs to tell me that Baldur's Gate 3 was now available on Xbox, and it didn't.
Fair.
And then 2 days after the VGAs, my wife tells me, which never happens because I read video game news like a neurotic person. She's like, "Oh, hey, Baldur's Gate 3 is out on Xbox. Are we going to get it? Because I'd like to play that with you." And I was like, "What the fuck do you mean it's on Xbox?" And she shows me her Xbox fucking Microsoft Store page. And I was like,
right.
why the fuck didn't they say this at the Game Awards? And I'm so mad at them because on their Twitter, they were like, "Hey guys, pay attention to the Game Awards for a certain Xbox announcement we know you're all excited about."
Right.
And then nothing other than the fact that they cleaned fucking house at the Game Awards and got a fucking bazillion awards. Couldn't have fucking said once during your fucking acceptance speech, "Hey, it's out on fucking Xbox, you fucking nerds. Go buy it some more." Fuck you, Larian.
Okay.
So yeah, those are the Game Awards. Anything else in gaming? Oh, Bungie's fucked.
Yeah.
If they don't hit their sales target with the final shape, Sony has grounds for takeover of the company.
I'm the Bungie wonk, and I don't even want to fucking talk about that right now. Like,
cool, I'm gonna talk about it. Here's the deal, Bungie.
Fuck you.
Bungie's dead.
No.
It doesn't matter if the final shape is the best goddamn fucking Destiny expansion ever at this point. This
makes me mad at you because you're the Sony wonk.
I'm not a Sony wonk.
You're a PlayStation wonk.
No.
You've been a PlayStation wonk in the past.
I love Xbox.
I know.
I love Switch. I would even love a PC if it would fucking love me back. But, you know, much like my relationship with Logitech, it just doesn't love me.
Yeah. Yeah, Bungie's fucked. Like, Bungie's
fucked.
Bungie signed a deal with the devil, and I don't think they read the fine print.
Well, and they have no one to blame but themselves for this fucking hole that they're in.
Yes. Absolutely agreed.
The way the executives are like, "Yep, there's going to be more cuts, and we're probably going to fire more people after the fucking final shape." And it's like morale's at an all-time low.
Mm-hmm. And they cut their knitting.
if
They
they
cut
pull
their knitting classes. Like, what
yeah,
will we ever do? I'm like, really? That's the
if
perks you want to? Yeah, yeah,
I mean, here's the thing, and I wrote this in our Discord, so I'll just read this again.
sure.
What's worse, though, is this level of damage is even somehow more idiotic and stupid than what occurred with 343 and Halo. Like,
Mhm.
343 definitely fucked up, looking at you, Halo 5. But people's jobs were not pressured into feeling worthless except by fans being mad. And the fact that old guard Bungie leadership was like, fuck you, we're not that type of company, to take a pay cut, that just tells you exactly where their mind is.
Right.
It's not games, it's money. And that's the saddest thing because Bungie, despite all its failings in Destiny, had a lot of true talent.
Yep. Yep.
Yep. Bungie's dead. I'm the last hook they could possibly have in me is the final shape. I've said before on the show and to friends, I will buy the final shape to close out the fucking story.
Yep.
And then I'm done. I'm done with that studio, and I know it really hurts everybody who's still at the studio, you
Hmm.
know, because I know a couple people at Bungie.
Yeah. And
um,
again, a lot of the
but it's
communities,
like
a
I just
lot
can't
of.
support that
I
anymore.
mean, hell, the reason I'm on this podcast today is because
It's
of
true.
relationships I've had with the Destiny franchise, right?
Mhm.
And it sucks, like, to watch, something you've loved so much for almost a decade just flounder and fail.
Mhm. So
So,
consistently and frequently.
yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
And like I don't think I've ever tried to overtly defend Bungie, but like I've been critical on them, but I've given them a pass per se. Like I've never like, well, no, you're wrong, but I'm like, I can look past that. And this is just one of those like I looked and I'm like, I'm done. Like I spent 3 days total, 3 4 hour sessions on the season of the Witch. I've spent 2 hours total in Season of the Wish.
I did the dungeon. I don't know if that was new news or not. I did the dungeon. That was it.
Yeah, I'm not even compelled to do that anymore because, like, why?
It was something to do.
Right.
The finals weren't out yet at the
Yeah.
time.
And that sucks to say. Like,
Sure. Yeah, for sure. Oh, we almost skipped over the most important part, at least to us, of the VGAs.
oh,
We got our season 2 announcement for Twisted Metal.
oh, yes.
Yay!
Yay.
Probably not coming till 2025. I would
Still, still.
imagine.
And I was sitting in my
But I'm
backyard today,
happy about that.
hanging out with my buddy. I was watching my football games and we were talking about TV shows and whatnot. And, um, what was it? Night Court Season 2 is coming out. A lot of season two's coming out, and we both looked at each other and go, "This bullshit's coming out, and we couldn't get Peripheral season two."
Mm. Yep.
No offense,
I'm still upset
I would
about
take
Peripheral.
Peripheral season two over Twisted Metal season two at this point.
I mean, okay, let me ask you this. If somehow by some miracle we got a season 2 of Peripheral, I mean, we probably wouldn't get it till like 2026.
Don't care.
As long as it's coming, you're
Yeah,
happy, like Westworld,
yeah.
even though Westworld's not coming, it is also not currently able to be streamed.
Huh?
I actually didn't know you couldn't stream it online. I ran into that recently.
Fucking
I was
pissed
sick and
about
I was
that
like, I
too.
want to watch Westworld. I was
Yeah,
like, oh,
yeah.
well, I guess I'm gonna shell out money for some fucking 4K Blu-rays.
Mm-hmm.
God fucking damn it! And the logical question, me being the Apple's I am, I was like, "What, Tim? Why wouldn't you just buy it on your Apple device?" And it'd be like, A, Warner Brothers has ripped shit digitally without any notice whatsoever, and B, they only have them in fucking HD for
Right.
some reason
Right.
on Apple. And I'm like, why?
'Cause.
It's like they're afraid of money. Don't get it.
Yeah.
Don't.
So yeah, but Twisted Metal season 2, I'm moderately excited for that because like my least favorite part of the end of season 1 was it was turning into the video game, and I kind of actually hoped that it didn't.
I mean, I feel like you hoping a video game adaptation doesn't become the video game thing would be like you watching the Halo fucking show and hoping it doesn't follow the fucking Halo story.
Which is why I'm actually enjoying the Halo show.
What?
I'm enjoying the Halo show because it's not turning into the fucking video game. I can separate myself from the video game and the series. Oh yeah, get grumpy.
I don't have any alcohol in my system for that. Big old nope.
No, again, I understand. I get it. I understand why you're upset and now why you're drinking away whatever anger you feel towards me. And if I'm not on the next episode, this is why. Oh, the ASMR is phenomenal. Okay, so moving on to the next topic.
So did you see the trailer for Halo Season 2?
Yeah, no, I did. It's garbage. As a
Really?
Halo fan, it's garbage.
Oh, I thought you'd be excited since it's what you apparently love, you fucking
As a
betrayer.
Halo series fan, I am excited. As a Halo gamer fan, it's garbage. But the entire season or series
I can't
has
handle
been.
the separation anymore.
Okay. Fuck off. That's like saying you're a Twisted Metal fan and you didn't enjoy the first season because it was a complete departure of what the game is all about. And now that it's getting back to the game, okay, we're on board now.
I mean, maybe they're getting back to the game. They still call it fucking Reach City. I'm gonna fucking slit my throat. Anyways, more news.
Yeah.
The legendary trade show event, which has long been considered our Super Bowl for gaming,
Yeah.
E3 has finally thrown in the towel.
Said we're fucking
E3
done.
is done. It is not continuing. There will be no attempts to reignite its fire. Which honestly,
It's
I
been
think
a
it
long time
sucks
coming. Yeah.
for people not in the industry like myself. But the writing was on the wall when everybody started doing their own online events for their own stuff.
Right. And then the pandemic
If
basically
fucking
sealed it.
if fucking Konami can do a Silent Hill direct,
Right.
there's no space for an E3
Yeah.
anymore, unfortunately.
Yeah, it was just one of those. It was hanging on by a thread, and then the pandemic basically said, "Nope, we're good. Like we don't need this anymore." And it sucks because I posted in the Discord like it's been in my backyard for all these years.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, it was right next to you.
Right. It was at the LA Convention Center for all of these years. And I know plenty of people that could have, got me before it was open to the public.
Yeah.
That could have gotten me past this. And it's like I never took up the opportunity because like, yeah, why would I want to go to E3? And
And then the closest I'll ever have to that experience is PAX.
Yeah.
Up here.
Yeah.
And I've been told the early PAXs, which I went to, were the closest thing to proper E3.
Sure. if not better
that
than E3.
that I'll experience.
Yeah.
You know, like, because I've told this story 1,000 times before, but like I got demoed Fallout 3 by fucking Todd Howard,
Right.
which is why I always say Todd Howard, super nice in real life, tiniest human I've ever met. Like, he is so short. I'm 5'10", and
Yeah.
I was like, oh, you're Hobbit size.
Right.
Wouldn't have guessed that at all. But like, and that's an experience, I don't know. I mean, you're not going to get
Ever. Yeah.
anymore.
Yeah.
Like, especially now because he's like too big, But still, super cool stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Three's gone, and so it goes.
Wow, 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 wow.
Speaking of sad trombone, Naughty Dog has officially stated that development on The Last of Us Online is ceasing after almost 4 years of pre-production,
Yep.
which is really curious.
Especially considering acquisitions and failings of studios by Sony,
Yeah.
right?
Well, and their official statement was super weird too. So they officially stated, just read it here because the statement is curious and mustache twirly to say the least.
Right. Basically, the synopsis is if we were to do a live action game, we wouldn't have the money.
Live service.
Yeah, live service. We wouldn't have the money to keep this studio running. So we're not going to do that.
I mean, it's mostly the thing. I mean, their thing was to release and support The Last of Us Online, we'd have to put all our studio resources behind supporting post-launch content for years to come,
Right.
severely impacting the development of future single-player games. So we had two paths in front of us: become a solely live service game studio, or continue to focus on single-player narrative games that define Naughty Dog's heritage. And they chose single-player games, right?
Yeah.
Rightly so, because that's their wheelhouse. The thing that's curious to me is why why would they have to only become a live service studio? What in the actual fuck ass was The Last of Us Online that they would need to dedicate their whole ass team to?
Well,
Because
again,
unless I'm crazy, Uncharted 4 and The Last of Us Part 2 were in development at the same time. They're a
sure.
big enough studio to handle two games at once. So I'm just like, why would you think that? And for that matter, because, like, here's the thing that's an unknown. So a lot of people forget because of so many fucking remasters that The Last of Us originally had a remaster. Or
Mm-hmm.
not a remaster. I mean, it did have a remaster, but The Last of Us Part 1 had a multiplayer mode. It was awesome. It was called
Sure.
Factions.
Sure.
It was the first time that they finally had a good multiplayer mode. And I say that because they've been trying to do multiplayer games for a long time. Naughty Dog. They did it with Uncharted 2. They did it with Uncharted 3. And they were just kind of like... They were there, and they were like novel attempts, and like they worked, But there wasn't anything special about
Right.
them, Like it didn't like push the needle or anything like that. And Factions was genuinely something different, where it was PvP and it was team based, but it was also just like you were sneaking around and you're like, oh cool, I need to get a gun, I need to get some supplies to make some bombs, to make some traps so that I can live, so I can survive. It was good. It was a neat mode. One that did continue in the PS4 remaster, but didn't get re-released in the PlayStation 5 remaster, which I know is confusing because there's so many goddamn fucking remasters of The Last of Us. And we haven't even gotten to the point that The Last of Us Part 2 remaster got announced during all of this fucking hullabaloo, which is insane in its own right.
Right, but having a PvP or whatever, a game like that versus a live service game is a whole different endeavor.
Well, and that's the thing. Like, and we're probably going to hear it from maybe developers being let go or whatever, or leaks, as the case may be in this current gaming climate. Like, what exactly is The Last of Us Online? Was it like the fucking Division or some shit with The
Right,
Last of
or
Us? Like,
was it going to
what
be another?
was the scope?
Was it going to be a Destiny? Was it going to a Division?
Yeah, I mean,
So
it seems more like the latter, that it was going to be like a Division or a Destiny, and it's
sure,
just like, okay, why did it need to be that?
I
When
don't
you
think
already successfully did multiplayer before and
right.
people
I
just
don't
wanted that again,
I don't
literally.
think it did, but like you start getting to the live service model with the microtransactions behind it,
Sure.
right? You now need to keep providing seasons or episodes or whatever you want to call it,
Yeah.
right? It's going to constantly be in development. You got to do constant balance patches. You got to keep doing all the stuff we see. Again, I bring it back to Bungie, where they have failed,
Yeah,
right?
for sure.
Whereas you can just put out Last of Us and then you can go, oh, 5 years later, hey, we fixed a lot of things and we remastered it. Here it is again. Right. But you're not on the hook
um,
from the community to be like, well, this is overpowered. You need to nerf this. You need to buff this, blah, 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 blah. Right. So,
the one thing I'll say about The Last of Us Part 2 remastered, um, number one, it doesn't add a lot of new things. It's got better lighting,
right. It just looks
graphics,
better. Yeah.
but not by a lot, because Last of Us Part 2 already was
Sure.
fucking bleeding edge as it was. What it does add, though, that's kind of cool, is there's a new mode that's like a roguelike survival thing. It's just you, PvE.
Mm-hmm.
And there's apparently several playable cut content sections in the game with commentary.
Oh,
And
cool.
that's interesting. And something that is cool is if you have the digital version, you can upgrade to the PS5 version for $10. And I was like, well, $10 not bad. Like,
I hate that
but
that's a thing.
but if you got the disc version, you fucked, and you got to pony up the full 70.
Bullshit. It's bullshit on both
It's
ends.
so ridiculous
It's
and classic.
bullshit on both ends. Like, I bought the game.
Yeah.
Give me the $10, really? Yeah. Yep.
But it's par for the course. They did a $10 upgrade for Ghost of Tsushima. They did a $10 upgrade for Death
Sure.
Stranding.
It was bullshit then. It was still bullshit then. And it's
You got
bullshit
more
now.
content for those $10 than the other two, though.
Yeah.
Anyway,
How did you like your Spider-Man upgrade, right?
Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't.
Thank you. Enough said.
I mean, I did.
Yeah.
But I didn't.
Yeah.
Speaking of Spider-Man, specifically Insomniac, Insomniac is victim of one of the largest video game studio hacks
Mm-hmm.
in recent memory. I'm going to talk a lot about the stuff that was hacked. If you don't wish to know about these details, which are indeed spoilers for like the next decade of potential Insomniac games, and in some cases actually occurring Insomniac games, don't listen. Fast forward like, I don't know, 20 minutes or something.
Right. Apparently, this episode is only going to be the video game category.
I guess so, because like they're all we're running out of fucking time for. Fucking stupid. It's fucking stupid. Yeah. So, employees' confidential information, including actor of Spider-Man, Yuri Lowenthal's fucking passport was fucking stolen, ransomwared
Why is that
by
even
this.
on like a server somewhere?
I don't know. Who knows? I don't know. It was stolen. A whole ass playable build of the Wolverine game that
Right.
is in active development has leaked. There's videos of the whole fucking thing online. I've seen the videos. There's a lot to talk about. But on top of that, leaked design documents for a canceled live service Spider-Verse video game that had co-op with Spider-Man, Miles Morales, um, Spider-Gwen, and Venom. Complete with fucking shop and customizable stuff, all the live service BS. There's design docs for that. It shows the Insomniac roadmap, which includes a Spider-Man Venom game coming out in 2025. Wolverine slated to hit in 2026. And Wolverine is part of a 3-game deal with Marvel Disney.
Mm-hmm.
Wolverine, which then leads into an X-Men game, which then leads into a multiplayer co-op third X-Men game. So Wolverine's start of a trilogy, so to speak. And then mentions of how there's a certain point in 2024 where they're going to have to decide whether they're going to reallocate resource or team resources to the Wolverine and X-Men projects, in addition to the forthcoming Spider-Man projects, or if they're going to work on a new IP. They have to make that decision and stuff by such and so deadline.
Sure.
It's been revealed through internal memos and emails that were part of the leak that Spider-Man 2 cost $315 million to make.
Oh, is that all?
Yeah, it's a lot. It's more than both Spider-Man Far From Home and No Way Home cost combined
Sure.
to shoot and produce, all fees involved. And there was a memo from Sony saying Spider-Man 2 is great and it's met sales expectations, but this fucking cost is way too goddamn high, and we need to figure out how to make the next Spider-Man game and the next games from Insomniac for like 180 or 200 million, because 315 is just too much.
Yeah. You can't. I'm sorry.
Um,
You want
yeah.
quality, you got to pay for it.
Yeah, and there's been an argument online about like, does Spider-Man 2 feel like a $300 million product? I mean, I think it's a great game, and I, of course, thoroughly enjoyed it. But I've also been very vocal that I ran into a lot of bugs with it that were
Right.
not present in the first Spider-Man game, which definitely didn't cost as much to make. And so I'm just like, I don't know where 315 million went. Like, I can assume it went into actors and acting and motion capture and score and voice dialogue and cameos and all this sort of stuff.
Yeah,
But
and
at the
art
end of the
assets
day,
and
I'm
yeah.
just like, does Spider-Man 2 feel like $315 million? I, I don't think so, to be totally honest. Like, I don't think so. Because, yes, it's better looking by a
Well,
lot
and again,
than the
that's
first game.
like you
But
have
it's
to
also just like,
you have to look at it that way. Is like it doesn't matter how bad a game plays. The people that put together the visual assets, the sound assets, the
sure,
storyboards, all that stuff, like they did their job and they did their
sure.
job phenomenally. But at the end of the day, if the coders couldn't make that all work without being buggy, doesn't negate the artistry.
No, but a game isn't just artistry. Like,
Yes.
that's the thing.
Right.
It's not a movie. They definitely did a
But
lot of work
if you're gonna
in
pay for movie
comparison to a
quality,
movie.
you're gonna pay
Sure.
$315 million.
Yeah, maybe.
So
Anyways, the Wolverine game.
yeah.
Surprising no one, it's a third-person action game. It will be set in Madripoor, which is the city that never sleeps,
Mm-hmm.
assassin city that
Mm-hmm.
technically was in um, Falcon and the Winter Soldier
Yes.
MCU. Um, Wolverine will be for sure fighting the Hand. He's a daredevil villain of assassins and cults and all that sort of stuff. And the
Will he bite the
gameplay
hand that feeds him?
will sure shit cut it off. Um, as was already announced, Wolverine was announced that it will be targeting a mature rating. Um, and like the thing about it, and everybody's like making fun of this Wolverine playable build, and it says like in the text that this is like a playable slice of the game to like
Slice.
basically show what they're going. Yeah, I know. Aha. To basically like show what they're going for with the rest of the game, which is fine because they do that all the time internally. And like it's people are making fun of this video because it's like you're like watching Wolverine, he looks like really well animated, and then he's just like standing still, floating, moving forward, and then into another animation, and then standing still forward and like rotating and moving into another animation. Everybody's like, "Oh my god, this looks like a piece of shit," and all this sort of stuff. And everybody's like, "Dude, if it isn't coming out for another 2 years, like that's an animation that's not done. Like it's
Right.
not done. Like they haven't even shown the game publicly. Like this is fucking stupid. It's like looking at the previs of a
Right.
movie.
Well,
You know?
again, like you remember the GTA 6 leaks. I'm like, this game looks like crap.
True.
Blah 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 blah. Which now that guy is serving quote unquote life in prison.
Quote unquote about that.
Right
Serving life.
now. And yeah, what he leaked versus the trailer that we saw is like they're night and day.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for
So
sure. So yeah, no, there's a lot of stuff to the Wolverine thing, and there's obviously a lot of details to glean. There appeared to be like a combo counter, and definitely some mechanics that clearly were probably borrowed from Spider-Man, like the way he jumped up on
sure.
certain things
Yeah.
and sort of stuff. And it's like it's the same developer.
And the
Of
same
course
engine.
they're
Yeah.
using the same fucking engine.
Yeah.
Like they ain't dumb. you know?
Right.
That's how they make the game.
Why would we incur multiple $1 million of new expenses when we have a
Years of
working engine?
work.
Yeah.
Yep. And no, I mean it is a good engine.
Yeah.
Like that's the other thing. But you do bring up an excellent point though, Nate. Something that we didn't talk about and probably should have, and will be the last thing we'll talk about, and then we'll get the fuck out of here and close this show down because we've already been talking about games the whole goddamn time. In addition to however long the outtake section is going to be of me just being angry.
And me making fun of you. Yeah.
Grand Theft Auto 6 was revealed a couple days before the VGAs in a full, long trailer that has been confirmed by Digital Foundry to be all in-engine at that.
Right.
I assume you've seen the trailer.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw when it got leaked and I didn't get a chance to see it, and then I saw like Rockstar was like, well, since it came out,
Fuck it.
yeah, fuck
Here's
you.
the real one.
Yeah,
Sorry,
fuck you.
guys.
Here's the one. Come watch it on our channel. And I watched that. I'm like, holy shit.
Yeah. That's pretty much my sentiment.
Yeah.
I even went back and watched every single GTA trailer before that one. And I went to myself and I went, holy fuck.
Yeah. I have a couple of I have a couple of people in my community that is like, so is this what Florida's really like? They're like,
yep.
yeah,
100%,
we've seen 100%. This. Yeah.
I can confirm that myself as well.
Right.
Fucking hate Florida.
They're like twerking on top of a taxi cab. Yeah, no, yeah. Fishing a gator. Yeah.
Florida is like if you combined a humid version of Las Vegas with LA.
Right. Oh,
that's what
and I
that's what
lived
you'd
I
get.
lived in Florida for a bit, and where I lived
Yeah. Oh,
was
sorry.
in the Panhandle, and
Mhm.
the running joke there was Florida, the only place where you go north to find the South.
That's a good joke.
Yeah.
That's a good joke. Having been to many parts of Florida,
Yeah.
I get it, man. That's good. That's
So,
good. But yeah, no,
yeah.
yeah. So everything about the leaks were true. Um, they didn't
Well,
really
yeah. No,
show.
the trailer leak, not the, 1 year ago pre-release
I mean,
alpha.
the fact that you're playing as a Latina woman and a
Yes.
guy,
Yeah.
that's true, and that it's set in.
Oh, your fridge is kicked on.
Well, that's because it's late.
I know.
Um, there,
Thank you.
turn it on when we're done. Um,
Maybe.
please.
Okay.
I actually just cleaned it out today. I got the mold out and I de-iced it and everything. So please
So
tell me.
yeah, GTA 6. Yeah.
Yeah, it looks so fucking next gen. Like the only way I could possibly describe it is like that sense of awe, like when you're playing or when you saw the trailers for Cyberpunk,
Well,
where
yeah.
you're just like, Jesus, this is on another fucking level for
Well,
me.
and I think I said in the Discord, it was like, remember that Matrix trailer,
Mm,
right?
yeah.
Like that's where that level is. I'm like, holy,
Uh-huh.
yeah,
Well, and another thing to consider is Rockstar is not like other game developers in that Rockstar,
you know,
since Grand Theft Auto,
Rockstar's not running out of money anytime soon.
yeah, Rockstar has unlimited money. And there are rumors running around that the budget for this game, especially considering we just talked about Spider-Man 2 and it looks fucking amazing,
Right.
that the budget for GTA 6 is legitimately $1 billion.
Sure. And then when I
And
saw that
and
trailer,
you
I
know
went,
what?
"Yep, I
And you know
understand."
what? If it's $1 billion, it looks like a fucking $1 billion.
Yeah. Yeah.
Digital Foundry did a really cool breakdown on everything from their pixel counts. Um, it looked to be they're targeting a super high fidelity uh, with possibly hints that they're having a global ray tracing solution for everything, as well as the fact that they're because they counted some stuff from between 720p and 1080p
Okay.
specifically in the trailer. And so they're thinking, since they use a custom engine, that maybe they have their own custom like AI upscaling technique that's being applied to the image, like
Sure.
DLSS or like what's the fucking AMD one, FSR.
Yes.
Um, so they're thinking that that's probably what's being applied specifically for probably consoles. So they're just targeting a lower resolution, but then they're just going ham with all the special features. Which honestly, that makes sense because like from the textures to the skin to the hair, a lot of people were really commenting on the hair physics
Right.
from the bikini babe in there. Just being like, Jesus, hair is really, really hard in video games.
Right.
Like, if Lara Croft has a hard time with it, then everybody's gonna have a fucking hard time with it.
Right.
You know, like, but yeah, no, Grand Theft Auto 6
At least not in a pre-render, right?
just looks fucking phenomenal. And not coming to 2025 at some point, presumably probably late at that. So still at least another year to 2 years out. Which honestly, it's Rockstar. Like the fact you even got a trailer at all, because Rockstar doesn't give a shit. It's like the thing is, like, there could be absolutely no content in that trailer. It could just be GTA 6, 2025,
Right.
and the
Just
internet would still
titles.
go berserk. But instead, what they showed was, hey, you know how we've been doing some crazy ass shit with like simulating cities and life and wildlife and shit in our games for years now? Well, here's the next fucking level of that
Right.
with alligators running into convenience stores and
Hey, now we're
fucking dump
Rockstar.
truck
Yeah.
ladies and butt physics and
Yeah.
a bazillion people on the beach with sand physics, and it's like, fuck, you know. And the thing that I always go back to is, you know, I remember the jump from GTA 3 to GTA 4.
Mm-hmm.
You know? And like
And
I
that was
remember
significant.
on launch day with GTA 4, and like, you know, my guy going through the window because he didn't put his seatbelt on. I hit a lamp pole.
Right.
And I went, whoa.
Right.
Or how it
Yeah, I think the
realistically
jump between
reacted
3
to
and 4 was more
potholes and
significant
stuff.
than the jump from 4 to 5.
Oh, 100%.
Right.
100%. Well, and the thing that people forget is that really, because 5 is old.
Yeah.
5 came out on the same consoles as 4 did.
Right.
So even though they did do more stuff with it because it was more refined, but it was still kind of limited by the hardware. And even though we've had 2 generations of next generation upgrades for
Right.
fucking 5, which is ridiculous. Um, you know, it it's been a long time
Yeah.
since Grand Theft Auto. And sure, you can point to Red Dead Redemption 2 being
Meh.
a big bump forward, since it's the
Yeah,
same engine.
if you can get horseball mechanics into your game, what are they going to be doing with GTA 6?
Well, I was thinking more of the fact that it's got a crazy wildlife simulation,
Sure, that too.
and that's obviously in Grand Theft Auto 6 now.
But horseballs.
And it's just like,
Yeah.
yeah, okay, fine. You know what? You can make a horse shit on an incapacitated man's face in Metal Gear Solid 5. So, nah.
No, it's nay.
Fine. Okay. Jesus Christ. All right,
All
we're
right.
done.
Yeah, so it's
And
1
on
o'clock in the
that
morning.
lovely fucking note.
All right, so do you want to do a quick life stories? Any new life stories other than life is hard?
Sure. I mean, there's lots of them, but I thought we're saving that for another day.
Okay.
So,
Entertainment?
really
No.
want to.
Tech? No.
Do you want to do these things? I
No.
thought we were
No.
okay. If you
Just-
don't want to do them, why are you bringing them up?
I figured maybe a quick preview overview.
Sure. Here's a preview of what we might remember to do next podcast.
Okay. Never mind.
Tech. There's a robot with fingers feeling up eggs. Bobby Kotick sent a fucking pretty thoughtful farewell letter. Entertainment. Warner Brothers Discovery might merge with Paramount. Microsoft also might buy Paramount. Jonathan Majors going to jail. Disney's dropped him. Fucking Disney dropped the best fucking Spider-Man animated series ever fucking made from Disney Plus. Bunch of cunts. Spectacular Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Fucking so dumb. Can't fucking stream it. So fucking stupid. Gotta buy another goddamn Blu-ray.
Yep.
I had a Blu-ray of that, but a friend of mine fucking stole it and never gave it back.
Get physical media, folks. Yeah.
Yeah, get physical media, I guess, is the new mantra of 2024. Star Trek Prodigy's back on Netflix. I watched the live action Squid Games fucking actual contest. It was a riot. Me and my wife loved it. Watched the Gran Turismo movie last night. Pretty solid. Been rewatching Batman Beyond because it is streaming.
Life stories. Okay, life stories.
Life stories. Was sick and dying. Last 2 weeks I spent on the road in hotels and being cold in cold places.
I went from night shift back to day shift, and then I'll be on day shift.
Days?
Huh?
You still on day shift?
I'll be on day shift till possibly February now.
Good Lord, man.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're tired now.
So yeah, that's the Fork year in review. By the time you guys hear this, hopefully Merry Christmas.
Yeah, hopefully I edit the previous fucking podcast that I haven't fucking edited. I've been away for 2 weeks basically, and then sick for another week. So I've been fucking
maybe
busy.
Happy New Year.
Yeah, hopefully we'll be able to get out another episode before the year's
done. All right.
Yeah, that's the show.
Yeah, he's Tim. I'm Nate. Get forked.
Peace. Thank you for listening to a Dynamic Works production podcast. You can find our podcast at www.dynamicworksproductions.com. Feel free to email us at dynamicworks@mac.com.
Armado, the voice of Guybrush Threepwood, and you're listening to a Dynamic Works production podcast.
The Citadel, Arrival, is the first installment in a series of epic science fiction short stories reminiscent of the Pulp Fiction style. It's a fast-paced story that will take you through twists and turns that you will not expect, until they are thrust upon you with all the force, excitement, and chaos of a plasma cannon blast. The story follows Katarl, a nobody cog in the working wheels of a futuristic society run completely by Megacorp, a corporation that carefully runs and manages the lives of the people living under its sphere of power. On one of Katarl's few and far between days off from work, an outing he had hoped would be fun and relaxing turns into an explosive adventure that drags him kicking and screaming into situations and challenges that will make him question every aspect of his life. Watch this colorful tapestry unfurl as Katarl and his newfound allies find their way through this classic, yet oddly surprising tale of good and evil, where nothing is quite what it appears to be. That's The Citadel, Arrival, by author Tim K. Trotter, available right now on Amazon Kindle Store and iTunes iBookstore for only $2.99.
Hello. Can you not hear me?
I don't have this working.
What?
You're connected to my phone. I'm fucking pissed.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Dude, I don't know what to do. So I
oh yeah, now I hear that hum. Yeah.
Yeah. I unplugged fucking cable, unplugged all of my hubs. It's plugged directly into the fucking Mac. I've got the red light of justice. It just won't fucking talk to it. And I'm fucking floored because the whole reason we moved to this mic again,
because it was old reliable. Yeah.
It doesn't give a fuck. It's just treated as generic mic.
And
it's just not showing up.
I'm over here with my cheap ass Rode mic.
So I guess we have a couple options. I just wanted to call you.
Okay.
Express the frustration. I can attempt to go get the little guy over there.
Okay.
And see if that'll work.
Okay. Did you update the G-Hub software?
Oh yeah, this thing that still doesn't do what it's fucking supposed to do.
I'm just wondering, because
it's still
yeah.
And now instead of recognizing this mic, it doesn't. Good job, Logitech. Good fucking job. And I've been simultaneously too busy and also too lazy. So I haven't done my workaround that I was going to build for the mic. So And then failing all of those, I technically do have, that I never use, I have a Scarlett 2i2 via USB-C, and I have a case gathering dust to my right, like proper XLR mics, but I don't know. So as the only other person who could even qualify as an executive producer on this show,
Mm-hmm.
which fucking way do you want me to roll the dice?
Well, I mean, I would love for you to get the Scarlet out and then invest, you know, the less than $100 right here for this, you know, crispy quality audio. By the way, I'm recording, so
I hate you.
this will go into the outtakes.
Okay.
But if you want to grab the little guy and see if it works, I think we can manage that. I think that will be the path of least resistance at this point.
Okay.
And then we can work on, after, you know, holidays and whatnot, figuring out. I'm assuming you have me on speakers.
Yeah, you're on the map.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. You took off the headphones. I'm like, oh, well, now he's not even fucking listening to me anymore. He's like, I'm over your shit.
Headphones are plugged into this, so I never heard you through there.
Okay.
Anyway.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
That was for a show.
You know, I don't understand this complicated setup you have.
I don't understand either.
Oh, that buzz is.
There's a hard drive that's running it.
Yeah, I think your phone is sitting right on top of it, and I hear it. That's abusive. It's almost as annoying as the cat at my door. Okay, hold on. Meow, 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 meow. I'm gonna fall out of my chair if I try that. Shut up. Yeah, you're in. Okay, enough. Enough, you're in. You're in the room now. Yeah, everyone sees your ass. Okay, and now you're gonna run under my desk. Cool. You back? Okay. Okay. Okay.
I don't have a fucking adapter for this thing.
Are you gonna
Tiny.
Are you gonna have to hold it in front of your face like one of those crappy YouTube stars? Where they take their... Yeah, exactly.
No, I don't want to do that. Sounds terrible. For fuck's sake.
God, you're drooling all over me, cat. I get it. You love me. Enough, for fuck's sake. God, Jesus, you're slimy.
Okay.
No, don't walk over my shit. Nope.
I'm already burning a lot of time anyway, so I'm just gonna fucking try to do my workaround. So, the recording software, I'm basically a program for this guy, which is gonna completely bypass the need for it to launch its drivers. So it'll be compensating for the lack of drivers. So my intended workaround.
Oh, yeah. All the drool. All the drool. Mwah. Okay. Yes, I get it. You're making biscuits on me. That's a happy cat. Here. Little cat ASMR for our fans. Okay. Now that I'm covered in cat drool and fur. Yuck. Yeah, I gotcha. Go over there. You're really quiet.
Yeah, because the microphone's over here.
Okay. Fair. Jeez. I'm like, over 500 miles south of you through a video port. I don't know what the fuck is going on. Well, why do birds suddenly appear every time you are near? Just like me, they long to be close to you. Thank you, cat. I know, it's bad. Tim is all marveled out in his Spidey shirt. And he's holding up an adapter of some sort. Are we breaking up the Scarlet? Is that what we're doing?
My Mac is just not talking any Yeti.
Okay.
Whatever. I don't know what in the fuck hell happened.
Okay, so you're breaking up the Scarlet is what I'm hearing.
I'm attempting to, yes.
This is good
I
content.
don't know what.
This will be the greatest outtakes of 2023.
I'm glad you're fucking happy.
I mean, what can I do but laugh at the situation at this point? It's, chaos incarnate. And this cat is going to... What the fuck with the lights? Now I can't hear you at all. Sorry.
Dark in here. I need to see the connectors.
Oh, yes. Ow. Fuck you, cat. Yeah. No, I don't. Yeah, no, I got it. That's a fancy looking. Is that an Audio Technica?
I couldn't tell you. These were secondhand to Daniel.
It almost looks like my Rode.
It's not.
No, I know, because it's working right now. Mine's working right now, and yours isn't. And I'm covered in fucking cat drool. My God. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. I love you. You're adorable. And nobody wants to see your butthole. Yes, thank you. That's why I'm not live streaming, because nobody wants to see cat ass. Oh my God. What are you doing, cat? Stop. God, Jesus. Stop it. Stop it. Yeah, I love you too. Do you see the shit that's going on right here? Like, fuck.
I see you complaining. I'm trying to get.
I'm getting covered in cat slobber.
Does fit down.
Nice Apple Watch. Nice sound of a hard drive. Mom.
Just trying here, man.
the jank that I am witnessing right now. I know usually he has to vamp for me when I'm doing my crazy shit, but yeah, I'm literally watching him try to build a podcast setup on the fly, rolling XLR cables across his room into a shock mount. Like, that's going to matter at this point. I think we're better, like, I would rather hear desk pounding than... There we go. And let's see what his mic discipline is going to be on this mic. Yeah. Just tie it around your neck. Pull it tight.
Okay. Now I need to find the USB cord for the Scarlet.
And let me guess, it's a USB, just mini USB? Or is it actually a C? No, that's, yeah, that's going to be a mini.
No, Daniel. See.
It's a C? I'm impressed.
Yeah. Daniel got this for me 2 years ago.
Okay.
So, but what's free is the question.
Well, there was that port that your, useless Yeti mics have been plugged into, which were probably also USB-C.
We're going into the script so I can control.
Bonk. As the, I can't read the name on that mic, bops him in the head.
Which one's one?
I don't know, probably the one that's labeled 1. And he's got the XLR advanced connector that will actually take the big dick connector. And he puts the headphones back on like it's going to matter, because... and ducks the mic swinging around. It's going to whack him in the forehead. Okay, Fork audience, if I have to suffer through this, you have to too. And if this does not make the outtakes, all damn near 15 minutes of it, I will be horribly disappointed.
All right. Now. Shows up. Good.
Oh, that's good. And now I can't hear you. Don't give me the finger. If we were live streaming this, it would be comedy gold. Yeah, unnoose yourself from the XLR cable. that for whatever reason he wrapped around his neck 3 times. Headphones are back on. He's staring at the sky. Now he's staring at the Scarlet like he's never seen it before and doesn't understand how an XLR interface works. And he's laughing at me, and he's giving me the other finger. Nope. Because, of course, you're connected through your phone to Skype. Do we need to start this call over? No? As he scratches his nose. No, I still don't hear you. Are you getting lights on your Scarlet? Well, while you talk, is there any sort of indication? Oh, no? Is there supposed to be any sort of indication? Possibly, that face says. Squint, squirt, squiggle, gnawing on his own cheek. No. Again, do we need to end the call and start it so your interface takes over? No, he shakes his head. No, he shakes his head derisively. Skype says it's good, he chats. Eyebrows raised, curiously.
Hello?
Oh, look, there he is.
Hey,
Yay.
I got lights.
Okay, do I need to play the yay sound?
I'm going to depend so fucking heavily on you to tell me if I've got good volume or whatnot.
You actually have great volume and probably better than anything I've ever heard from you.
I fucking hate you.
I know you do. But yeah, I think I think you need a little mic discipline on that because it is pointed away from you, and your pop filter is.
Yeah, it's fucked up.
Yeah. Okay, but your pop filter is not. And I don't know. Are you supposed to be speaking into the side of that or into the top of it?
I don't fucking know.
Okay. Well, you know what?
How does this sound?
You sound fine. I think it'll do.
It'll do.
It'll do.
It'll do, pig.
It'll do, pig. Yes.
Okay. Christ. Hear dogs?
Slightly.
Slightly, really, because
Yeah.
they're loud as fuck.
Yeah. So again,
Okay.
I think you needed to do this a long time ago. You can cancel your sponsorship that you had with Logitech for whatever reason, or Yeti for whatever reason.
It was blue, and then Logica bought them.
Yes.
And fucked them up.
Yes.
Well, they didn't fuck them up right away, but they've been continuing to fuck.
Oh yeah. Oh, so this thing is very, very directional. Do not turn your head away from that mic. Yeah.
So like it's gone as soon as I'm over here.
Yeah. It's like, hey, I'm talking to you right now. Right. Mine is very directional, hence mic discipline. So.
Okay.
As
Come back.
That actually sounded pretty good. Okay.
Right there.
Some rubber bands, maybe some duct tape.
I can see the fucking capture away in this fucking thing.
Yeah.
It's frightening.
Yeah. Well, again, welcome.
need-
Goddamn slimy. Quit sliming me, cat.
You know what I need, Nate?
A stiff drink.
A Duplo block. Because it would be just about the right size to wedge between the arm and the gaming PC that's gathering dust to my right.
Never underestimate the power of a Duplo block.
Okay, let's try. All right, man cave, chunk of metal. Nope, too thin. Oh God, what do we got around here? Fucking. Oh, I have a drawer.
That is blessedly directional. I love it.
Oh,
which is
maybe.
Which is why I'm probably not hearing the dogs barking, because that thing is so directional. The dogs are over there, and this mic is like, no, you need to be right here. You need to be right on top of the mic.
Okay, so how is this here?
That's actually very quiet.
It's very quiet?
Yes.
Okay, I can turn the gain up.
Okay.
Or should I change my mic position?
Let's try gain first.
I assume to the right is more.
I would assume as well. I think that's
How's that?
I think that'll suffice. I don't want to over.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, considering we're now 51 minutes late.
I'm so sorry.
Don't be. It gives me more of a reason to pick on you.
That's fine. Okay, let me try.
And if for some reason a road setup shows up in your mail, my always working road setup, as you put it in our chat.
I mean, I guess I wouldn't need much. I'd just need the mic, huh? Or maybe this will do. Maybe this is the new norm. I don't know.
The mic is good. The Scarlett works with it. But if I were to give you the full soundboard, then you could, go.
Yay! I don't need your soundboard. I don't want to record in that terrible format. Speaking of recording, let me see if this is going to work on my end.
But you could do locals, and you wouldn't ever have to have software running. And you get my files. You get my files. They're beautiful files. The most beautiful files.
After I convert them.
Sure.
Because they're timestamped incorrectly.
That's not my fault.
I always have. Yeah,
that is not my fault.
Okay. Talk. Oh, fuck. I lose you.
Why? Oh, on the monitors?
I don't hear you in either.
Well, that's a shame.
I have no output.
Do you hear me in your PC speakers? Or something? Checkity 1, checkity 2, checkity 1, checkity 2.
Why don't I have any output?
Because you have a really complicated setup that nobody wants to work with.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you'll hear this in the edit. 30 minutes of outtakes.
Hang on. I might need an adapter. I do know where this adapter is, though.
As I sigh.
Feeding through the Scarlett only.
As I sigh derisively. As he clatters through a box of... Now, mind you, all of you guys that have had that box of cables and adapters that you've always told, one day I will need this. Tim is now diving into that said box for that one adapter that we swore we would need someday in the future.
Oh my god, that's so much dust.
Oh, he's got things that jingle, jangle, jingle. As a camera can't figure out what level to focus. Yes, jingle it more. Jingle it, baby. Jingle bag, jingle bag, jingle bag, not. You need to find religion. It's what you need to find at this point. He puts the headphones on like it's going to matter. And he still can't hear me.
Yeah, I just stopped the recorder. So I think once I hit record, all of the audio is
Oh, you can hear me now?
Yeah.
Oh,
it's only when I'm recording. Is all the audio is routed to the output on the Scarlett.
Sure.
And I need the not was it 3.5 millimeter? I need the 2.5.
Oh, the
I have an
itty-bitty?
adapter
Yeah.
for somewhere, but I'm fucking struggling right now.
You don't say.
So I'm
I mean,
fuck.
this podcast, the title is going to be "The Struggle is Real."
Yeah.
And there's no other way to, like, there's no other output. Like, it can't come out through your Mac speakers.
Well, no, because then you'd hear it.
Not if you plugged your headphones in to the Mac.
My headphones are plugged into the Mac.
Oh, can you plug your headphones into the Scarlett? Or is that what you need the adapter
Not
for?
without the adapter.
Okay.
They only have the 3.5 in.
Gotcha. The big dick, and you need the little dick. I have one here.
I have the little dick. I don't have the big dick.
I know you have a little dick. But
It used to be in this box right there. I never left that box.
Well, that's what happens when you put your big dick in the little box. Here we go. I'm just like, I'm riffing here.
I know you're loving it. It's great. It's just.
Oh, there's the dogs. Wart, wart, wart.
How do I
live without you?
I split this? Maybe I need another block. Maybe block. What blocks? Send audio to an output device. Okay, cool. Can we do that? Can we?
You tell me. Are you sending the audio to an output device?
I'm doing some rerouting right now. That's for fucking sure.
Okay, but you're not recording yet, so you don't know that it works.
No, but we're going to test it here in a second.
Okay, so I shouldn't just go.
No, it'd be very fucking rude of you.
Okay.
Testing. 1, 2, 3. Testing.
Testes.
Jesus, that looks really low on my decibel meters.
Testes. 1, 2. Testes. 1, 2, 3.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're coming through on my right side, like.
Okay.
Like what occurs where it splits on my thing.
Okay. That's better than nothing. Do you need to
audio?
Okay, you need to do a little playback?
Yeah, because it's 18 decibels, and I'm like, that looks really low.
Yeah, well,
like,
if you've ever seen the waveforms I've gotten from your tracks and my tracks on my thing, it's like, how am I even audible compared? So,
that's your track.
What's my track? Oh, you're doing.
So there's a lot of bleed for your. This might pick it up.
Oh yeah, well, fair.
That's unusual. But you're saying I sound good?
You sound phenomenal, actually. You are crispy. You are clear. You are kind of lacking in bass per usual.
That's fine. It'll be added in post per usual.
Right. I wouldn't say to the point of like nasally or anything like that, but yeah, there is definitely a lacking of bottom.
Okay.
And again, that might just be.
I mean, we're raw dogging this mic,
so, right? And that might just be mic discipline. I don't know which end you have to speak into. But yeah, when I saw how
it's this way because that's the words, and there's the cardioid symbol, like right on this side.
Sure. But yeah, like with as janky as that thing was, and just dangling by a thread, I don't want to fuck with it. And you can figure that out in post. That's not my problem.
I'm gonna bump the gain up like 10%.
Yeah,
and do another test.
That's not going to give you any more bass.
I don't care about the bass.
Okay,
that can be fixed in post.
Okay.
Okay. Secondary recording test. That's so loud in my own ear. Oh wait, no, I can turn my monitor off though, I think, because I have a button for that. No?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, now I heard the bleed.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Me. Talking.
Checking. 1
If I
2 1 2.
do-
Checking. 1 2 1 2. Checking.
Okay, do you lose me if I do this?
Well,
Talking.
yeah, no, I hear you just fine.
No, talking just fine. What about this? Do you lose me now?
Nope, not at all.
Okay. Well, I don't know what those buttons did or do, but I'm going to turn them back on because they were on before.
Okay, but you don't have any bleed over. I heard a little bit.
Oh, talking. That monitor knob that doesn't seem to be changing my monitor at all.
No, it might be the output via USB at that point for the monitor.
Yeah, I don't know, maybe. I mean, there's a monitor button. Everything's going into the focus right before it goes to the computer.
Sure.
So we're going analog
right
to digital.
But your waveform and your recorder isn't peaking or flattening when you adjust that monitor, right?
I don't have a waveform when
Well,
I'm recording
fuck.
through Audio
Okay.
Hijack.
Cool. I'm glad I have
I have a VU meter and I have a peak RMS meter.
Sweet.
But they're meters.
I'm glad I have a track on my end.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
Okay, cool. Well, I'm gonna take a listen to this recording real quick to see what's happening.
Okay. I am going to step away and go do a bio because we've been at this for a fucking hour at this point.
I'm so sorry.
Oh, no. Don't feel bad. I'm not trying to. You know what? Some things don't run on time. Not everything can be a German train like me.
Fucking blue Yeti piece of shit. Fucking Logitech.
Don't blame Logitech. Blame Blue.
No, I'm blaming Logitech.
Do you want me to stop my local for the break?
For the P break, yeah, because I think I'm good on my end.
Okay.
Like I think I'm
so
done touching things.
So 3, 2, 1.
Aren't you going? I thought you said you're taking a bio.
Cut out. Okay.
Oh, hang on. I have some.
Of course you have something. God damn, Tim.
I haven't ejected all these hard drives. Oops. Checked. Just take a second.
Uh-huh. He says.
I don't have to move for that.
He says at 10:09 on a 9 o'clock start time, which part of that was my fault. 9 minutes of that was yours because you were watching a show. You said.
I mean, you took way longer than 9 minutes. So
exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, part of that was my fault. I'll own that.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Skype recording?
Skype is recording.
Oh, there we go. Oh, this is new.
Yeah, the privacy thing? Yeah, I haven't seen that before.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Recording started by Tim. By attending this meeting, you consent to being recorded. Yes, thank you. Go away.
Okay, cool.
Count it in. Yep.
In 3,
2, 1. Cut in. Okay, do we want to cut out?
Sure.
Okay. And 3,
2, 1. 1.
Cut out?
Cut out.
I'll be back.
Okay. Are you stopping?
No, I'll let it run. Okay, well, you got my cutout, so. You want me to stoppy? Recording.
Okay, all the things are recording. Skype's taking a second.
Yep, I got my notice.
Okay. Everything's recording in 3,
2, 1. Cut in.
Cut back in.